this list here, I want you to pick this one apart. This is from Tavares Johnson. Lewis, Foreman, Liston, Ali, Holmes, Johnson, Bear, Lewis, Holyfield, Tunney. The first Lewis is Joe Lewis. The second Lewis is Lennox, obviously.
Yeah. And is that in order?
Yes. No order. No, it's in no order.
He's got Tunney in the list. He's got Tunney in his list.
Yeah.
With like I think 2 defenses because he beat Dempsey. Second one, yeah, he beat him to continue the bout, and then he beat Greb. Like, nah, we got Gibbon. Man, like some of the guys you're picking, like, for instance, I understand why you're picking him because that's your guy. You're riding with him, that, but you know. Them guys can be picked a hole. They pick holes in that list, man. Like them guys, you know, them guys can just they can't stand up.
Yeah, Max Baer. I'm gonna have to disagree with Max Baer being in the list. I mean, I like Max Baer. What I've seen of him, I mean, he was a ferocious fighter, a bit like Dempsey. He destroyed Primo, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think he's good enough to be putting in the top 10 of all-time greats.
Tunney's in there though, because
I wouldn't put Tunney in there either.
And Max Baer, if we're going to talk about this exciting argument, Max Baer was more exciting than Gene Tunney.
Yeah, he was.
He was. Gene Tunney was a very slick fight for his times. You know, it was especially with the white fighters because they were usually brawlers. So he just brought another dimension. But obviously he reminds me character-wise like Lennox Lewis. He's just. I think it was all about sweet science to him. I don't think, he was aggressive. He didn't have an aggressive nature. He wasn't a killer, but he was just a very skilled man. And he got out of the game early, I admit that. And, but he beat Jack Dempsey twice, so he's got nothing to prove, but just not on my list.
Okay, we got Bloodfist. He says, to me, Max Baer was a white version of a Broner. He was supposed to be the next Dempsey, and he never lived up to it.
Hey, beats. It stopped. The show stopped, mate. We're going to have to go again.
Stuart Little, Harold Jarrett, big yourself up. So we're going to talk some boxing. We're going to stick with this heavyweight theme, and then we'll channel out into the other divisions and the other things happening in the game right now. But this heavyweight trending topic is very, it's bubbling. The cheese is bubbling hot upon the pizza. So, with no further ado, we're going to do a mailbag from the podcast that I uploaded onto YouTube. And here's what the comments have said. And we're going to get the opinions from Errol Jarrett and Stuart Little, what they think. So we're going to start with Dan the Man. He says, great debate, guys. By the way, I love Liston, but he clearly threw the fight, laughing out loud. Quickly, guys, let's just summarize quickly what you think. Stuart, you think he threw the fight?
Yeah, well, it's a known fact. I've said it on air that he definitely threw that fight. This is a man with a granite chin, a real tough man, and I looked in his eyes when he got dropped. He didn't look hurt to me. I mean, I think that's one where the mafia have given him an offer he couldn't refuse, if you know what I mean. And the old Godfather saying, and I think that's what Sonny Liston added in. He took a dive, and this guy was involved with some nasty characters, and I think that's what got him killed, to be honest with you. So, yeah, he took a dive.
How you got that, Earl?
Only took a dive. The only dive he took is when he got hit in his face and he dived to the canvas. Sonny Liston himself said he could have continued. They asked him after the fight, could you continue the fight? He goes, yeah, I could have continued the fight. But you had to let me get up first. So he goes, yeah, you still want the fight? I go, yeah. I don't even know why they stopped the fight. So he still wanted to continue. So a man is taking a dive. Let's put in perspective. A dive is when you stay in the ground and you do not get up. Well, I think he got. He got. He looked like to me. He looked like he wanted to continue, and furthermore, evidence to that even after that he will still continue fighting, and he was still looking to get another shot at the heavyweight champion, which was Ali at the time. So in my opinion, if someone took a dive is when you take a hit on the canvas, you don't get back up, you take the money and you leave boxing. And I don't think Sonny Liston got too much pride for that. So no, I do not think Sonny Liston took a dive.
Let me clarify Errol's point. For all these people who say it's a dive, here's the story. Here's the story, right? Liston went down, yeah. Jersey Joe Walcott was refereeing the fight. Liston gets back up. Walcott allows him to fight. Nat Flesher, the editor from from the Ring magazine. He jumps on the ring apron and he says he's counted out. He's counted out. The fight's over. He shouts at Jersey Joe Walcott and he gets the commission to make Walcott stop the fight. Does that sound like it was thrown by Liston?
Liston's people, yeah.
It's got nothing to do with it.
No, Liston's, obviously, there's something fishy going on, Beats. Hang on a sec, let me finish, bro. And there's something fishy going on. Don't you think that the mafia would be the main suspects on that?
No, this isn't the mafia. This is Nat Flesher, the editor.
No, but I know this.
Hear me out first. Hear me out. You're not, hold on. This is Nat Flesher, right? From the Ring magazine, right? Bert Sugar, he said later on, he said he had no right to do that. He had no right to do that. Nat Flesher jumped up and told Jersey Joe Walcott, right, to stop the fight. And the Athletic Commission, whoever it was, made Walcott stop the fight. He had to stop the fight. So how did Liston throw that fight? He was up ready to fight, like Errol said.
I think it's a natural instinct for a fighter to get up and want to fight. Look at Sam. Because look at them. I mean, Sam Judah writes a... One sec. Ali was actually following up to finish it, right? When
Walcott stopped it. If it was fixed, why would Liston have got up before the count?
I think that's a fighter's natural instinct, just to get it. But, I don't know the insides and outs, but,
Stuart.
Look, can I finish, mate? You're not letting me finish, Pete. So what's the point of me saying, you can let me finish? I'm saying this, right, usually it's a fighter's natural instinct to get it anyway, when they're hurt. Sam Judah Costa Zoo, I mean, the guy still wanted to fight on and he was doing a chicken dunk. I'm not saying this is the same with Liston, but I just feel that he was involved with something that they've obviously planned this out, planned what he was going to do, and even the editor could have been involved. The mafia used to run America back these times, even the government. So you're telling me they couldn't get a fight fixed? They couldn't get in to these people and tell them what to do? Of course they could. And
no, you just contradicted your point. You said it's a fighter's instinct to carry on a fight.
And I said in most fighters' case.
You're not letting me finish. You said it's a fighter's instinct to get up and fight, but yet you're saying he fixed the fight. So it's got to be one of the two. He was either not acting like a fighter because it was fixed, or he was acting like a fighter and wanted to carry on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't get up to fight to fix the fight. If you're going to fix the fight, you stay down.
I mean, I don't know what the script was, I don't know what Sonny Liston was told to do. I mean, I was just saying it's a fighter's instinct usually, even when they're hurt, to get up. So, that could have been part of the plan. So, I don't know. I mean, you asked me my opinion about it, and I'm telling you my opinion.
Right, we'll run over that now because we've got a lot to go through.
Yeah.
Jeff Boxing, in no order, he's got Foreman, Lewis, Ali, Holmes. That's Lennox Lewis, yeah? Evander Holyfield, Joe Lewis, Vitaly Klitschko, Sam Langford, Jack Johnson, Mike Tyson. So what's your problem with Sam Langford?
Not enough good names on his resume. Don't know enough about him, really. I'm not seeing enough of his fights, basically, to put him in my top 10 of all-time greats.
And not enough good names on his list when...
I know he beat Jack Johnson. Did he beat Jack Johnson? I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Jim Flynn.
Yeah.
Who knocked out your idol, Jack Davis, actually, right?
Well, we can go through anyone's resume. We can go through anyone's resume and pick a knockout loss or something like that. Our league has got.
On one round, Flynn knocked him out in one round, but we'll let Owen take this one on. What do you reckon?
Hey, but I already know about Dempsey already. I'm on the Klitschko, the Klitschko thing, man. Nah, man. Which was it? Vitaly? You got on his list? Vitaly, right?
Vitaly Klitschko.
Nah, man. I ain't rolling with Carly. I ain't rolling with him, man. But I know why people put him in. Big guy, long, dominant in this era. But like I said, Chris Bird stopped him, and Lennox Lewis stopped. Lennox Lewis beat up his face, and he wanted to continue, but the fight couldn't continue, and that's barbaric. I mean, if he was in the 50s, that would have continued, but he would have probably had one eye. It would show you're brave and stuff like that, and it shows brave what he's doing now in his home country. But to be honest with you, if you Chris Bird beat you and anyone need to look the footage, dislocated his arm. It was Chris Bird punching in his arms what made him dislocate his arm. Chris Bird is not.
Come on, man.
Chris Bird is not a big puncher, and he smashed him up. And the thing is, yeah, you got to understand. You got to understand about the Klitschko's, yeah. When he came to England, yeah, and he beat up Herbie Hyde, yeah, there was loads of contenders, there's loads of people that gave him. What's the other guy? Thingy Akawande. What's his name again?
Henry Akinwande.
He was around.
Big Henry.
Yeah, Henry was. Akinwande was around. Like, you fight him. There was loads of names around.
He was a fucking bum.
He would have beat Vitaly Klitschko.
But he fucked. Did you watch his fight against Lennox Lewis? Got disqualified.
A lot of people struggle with Lennox.
Come on, man. That guy shit his pants. He was like a deer. He looked like
he tagged Lewis.
He looked like he looked like Curtis Stevens when he hit the deck against
Let me ask you a question.
That's how he was fighting for 12 rounds.
Chris Bird, this one's saying Chris Bird underestimated, but Chris Bird is very tricky southpaw. When we talk to him, very tricky guy. And a lot of them older, like Bert Cooper would have gave Vitaly Klitschko a shot. All them guys were there. He didn't want to. He basically took the WBO route. That wasn't even a major sanctioning body in the thing. And he waited until all these guys are gone, and now they come in and they dominate. Or dominate against who? And they dominate against who? Like Vitaly Klitschko, the one name his name is Lennox Lewis. Other than that, like, who else did he beat? Who? Danny Williams? You gonna take that one? I mean, who else? Does that guy?
Danny Williams knocked out Tyson.
No, but Danny Forman. No, what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
No, listen, we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. You can pick it all. Everyone's resume.
No. But what I'm saying to you, yeah, you're looking at an all-time great list, yeah, and on the resume. And the thing is, he could have fought Mike Tyson. No, he wanted to fight Mike Tyson, in fact, but he said Danny Williams got in there first. What he was doing is letting Danny Williams see what was going on. See if Mike Tyson's had anything left of him. Then he was gonna come in. He could have fought Mike Tyson beforehand. What I'm saying to you is that there's no excuses for them not to fight. And Corey Sanders, look what Corey Sanders was doing to him. Corey Sanders, you got Hassim Rap. Listen, bro, I'm telling you, bro.
I don't mention Hassim Rap.
Hassim Rap, man. Listen, see what I'm trying to say to you? There was lethal heavyweights at the time, and they casually just went round the corner, the skirting board, yeah, of the thing, and toward the heavyweights to just beat up each other, and there was nothing left. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know why. This is an all-time list. Right now they're not. They're not. I mean, he's just barely retired just now. I'm not talking about retired sitting down. Barely retired. People got him in the list for the sake of he's big and he's done. He ain't done nothing. You don't deserve.
He has done it. You don't hold a belt for all them years.
Let me tell you about something, because I know you mentioned Sam Lanford. You're talking to guys here who fought at that time, right? Guys talking about Dempsey, right? You're talking about people like
but what makes you think he'd have beat Dempsey?
No, listen to me. So I'll let you.
A prime Dempsey. What makes you think that?
I see you're not listening, and
because the history book tells you so.
No. This I'm gonna school you on something, yeah. Sam Lanford, yeah, Jack Dempsey, and Tommy Burns, yeah, and all the known fighters at the time, Gene Tunney, they said it wasn't me. They said out their mouths, yeah, they didn't want to fight him. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not me. I don't make up the stuff. This is word of mouth from the fighters themselves. They said, nah, bruv, it's not about it. They're not about fighting that guy. That's where it's coming from. That's why he has so much credibility. This is a historian saying it, Stuart.
Yeah, but that don't matter.
That don't mean shit.
In the end of the day, that don't mean until they get in the ring and get it on. That don't mean shit. I don't give. Them historians, all they do is look at fucking boxing books all day. That does not mean. Yeah, that does not mean.
See the Klitschko. See the Klitschko.
One at a time.
Let me finish it, B. I finish. See the Klitschko. Actually, you know what? 10 seconds, yeah. See the Klitschkos. There's no disputing, yeah, him doing what he's doing now in this era. There's none. But you know disputing that when he was fighting up and coming, yeah, there was very viable contenders that he did not fight. And that's why I don't know why anyone could put him in the top 10. I'm finished.
Okay, so let's say when them fighters like Langford, McVeigh, Harry Wills, Joe Janae, let's say when they was reduced to competing for the colored heavyweight title. Let's say there was still that kind of apartheid type situation until today. Let's say let's say it's 2014 and black fighters still couldn't compete for the global heavyweight championship. Are you saying then that we would have no black fighters who were credible to be in the top 10 because they couldn't get a shot.
No, because that's a ridiculous comment. Because obviously you've seen my list, and there's 7 black guys in it. It's not bad.
No. I'm saying if it was under the same, because remember, if they wasn't allowed to fight Klitschko, Marciano, and all them guys, right? Max Schmeling when they had titles, Jack Sharkey, and whatever white champ. Are you saying because they're not allowed to compete that we can't have none of them on the team?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that for me to put on my mind list, you've got to be a former world champion.
But if you're not getting
not
a
an
shot,
African American champion, world
if you're
champion.
not getting a shot at the title, how do you get on the list from your criteria if you're not getting a shot?
Well, this is it. Unfortunately, these guys, didn't get an opportunity.
So that means
off my list. What makes you think they would have beat these guys anyway? There's no proof. There's no facts or proof to say.
I'll give you the proof.
There is no proof.
I'm gonna. You want the proof? Do you want the proof?
No, you know boxing's a funny sport. I want the proof. Give me the proof.
Do you want the proof?
I want the proof.
Okay. When Jack Johnson lost to Willard, right? They said, we're not going to let no more black guys fight for the title after the trouble he kicked up with the white
I know that, yeah.
Because it was so good. Let me finish, Stuart. No interject, Stuart. Let me finish, Stuart. All right? The next champion, black champion, was Joe Louis. Yeah?
Yeah.
Joe Louis. Name me how many white champions before the Klitschkos came along when Joe Louis was allowed to fight. How many white champions do you think reigned when black fighters were competing?
Well, Marciano,
right.
And there's a couple in between, and that's it really. But like I said,
right. Marciano and Ingemar Johansson.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. But like I said, at the end of the day, you're talking that the Klitschkos wouldn't be able to deal with these guys.
Tommy Morrison, who had the WBO belt, right? That's 3 champions in how much? Over 60 years.
Yeah.
3 white champions.
But this is not about black versus white. This is about.
I didn't say it was. I think no, Stuart. No. Don't try and turn it like you're trying to turn it into.
No, I'm not, bro. I'm just saying.
You said you wanted proof how the coloured fighters would do if they fought for the whole champion.
I get what you're saying.
Showing you, Stuart, if they was getting shots, right? What you see from Tunney, Dempsey, Jeffries, it wouldn't have been so easy for them. It wouldn't have been so easy.
I agree with that, but that doesn't mean they still would have lost. I mean, they probably would have lost. There's no, you can't say it. I mean, for you to have.
Wait, you're telling me none of them coloured fighters, because that's what they call them, who fought for the coloured championship would have beat any of them white champions. Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that. Did I say that, Pete? No, I didn't say that. What I said is that there's no proof to say that these fights. I mean, you got to remember, like I said, Jess Willard. I mean, Jack Johnson. He beat Jack Johnson, and look what Dempsey did to him. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So you can't just go by the fact that because he didn't fight this guy, it didn't mean he could beat him. Sam, are you telling me a 5'7" Sam Langford's going to beat Vitaly Klitschko if they ever had a fight?
Yeah, he knocked him out.
I don't talk. He gets picked apart. 5'7" Sam Langford would knock Vitaly Klitschko out.
Let me tell you this now. Chris Bird ain't beating Sam Langford. Let me tell you this now.
What do you keep mentioning Chris Bird for? That was a dislocation. He'd have beat the shit out of Chris Bird if he didn't pop his shoulder.
If
his shoulder didn't pop, he'd have beat the living shit out of Chris Bird. And I like Chris Bird.
Here's what you're saying to me now. If Chris Bird didn't beat Vitaly Klitschko could have won. That's all you're saying to me. That's all I'm hearing when you say if. That's all you're saying. If Chris Bird didn't beat him up, then he would have won. How does it work?
No, I didn't say that. Right.
What I need to know is why do people want to discredit Chris Bird's win over Vitaly, and why do they want to discredit Lamont Brewster's win over Vladimir? Why do they do that all the time?
I'm not gonna discredit Lamont Brewster's win because that was a prop. That was a.
And so was Chris Bird's.
Man, the man he dislocated his shoulder, man. He quit on his stool.
He beat him. Okay, let's go to Tavares Johnson. Right, his list is Joe Louis, George Foreman, Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, Jack Johnson, Max Baer, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, Gene Tunney. Errol, you go first this time.
Well, like, I think the list is okay. You know, it's got some more right names. Gene Tunney's been named quite a lot of people like Gene Tunney and the thing. I got a whole video on Gene Tunney on my thing. So he was pretty adept fighter, man. He beat the crap out of Jack Dempsey, and he's a thing. But you know, he beat Jack Dempsey in the rematch, and you gotta understand that was a 10-round fight, and most of the time the guys were fighting like 15, 45 rounds, even unlimited rounds, and and then he beat Harry Gibbons in the next one. That was the last fight. But if you look at the guys that was there, Harry Wills was there. There was some seriously talented guys in the division that he could have fought against, and he what he said? So I'd rather retire. I'd rather retire than fight these guys. No, I ain't got nothing saying he was a thing, but it would have been nice, if he gave one of them guys a shot. I look at Ingemar Johansson and some of them guys, that they gave a shot to, they fought Patterson and fought them, but it would have been nice to give him a shot. So when you talk about Gene Tunney and them things there's a big question mark. He was good in his era and them things there, but he didn't fight the very best, so I got a problem with that. So that's the only one I'll give a question mark. So even though I like...
What about Max? He's got Max Baer in there, bro.
Max, you see the thing, it's already done my thing about Max Baer, because I've already won my Max Baer. You know what, I've gone a bit light on Max Baer, because Max Baer, he had all the talent in the world and he squandered it, and that's why it was called the Playboy, Playboy, and they called him a clown because you just ruin your talent, and then he burnt up his talent, and then Joe Louis, not saying he went in there and trying to take anything from Joe Louis, but what Joe Louis had beat him. Joe Louis did what he had to do and took him out there, but the thing is, he was a heavyweight champion, and at the end of the day, that's it. But I don't think them guys could fare up to some of the serious hot talent that the heavyweight division has produced. You're talking about the heavyweight division is the best division in boxing, not now, but basically for the heavyweight division has been the top division for 80 years. That's the best division in boxing. They're littered of really guys. I don't think them guys really and truly can match up to some of the guys we mentioned. No, I wouldn't put Vladimir Klitschko in there, but some of the other guys, but I don't think they match up. But hey, I understand why you got them in your list. That's your guy, you're rolling with it, and that's what I've got to say. See what Chris got to say. Chris, you here, right? See what Chris got to say.
That's Tavares Johnson. Where you at, Chris?
I guess he's not there then. So
that's all right. We'll just go back to Stuart. What you got on that list, Stuart?
Yeah, obviously Max Baer. I've got a problem with that one. I've said that one before. Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield was a better cruiserweight for me. He did some great things in the heavyweight division. Beat Tyson, beat Riddick Bowe. So he deserves to be mentioned close to that list. But for me, he lost a few big fights, and he took a few ass whoopings. So no.
You got Gene Tunney ahead of Evander Holyfield?
No, I said I wouldn't have Gene Tunney in there, Max Baer or Evander Holyfield.
Okay. Bloodfist, he says, Max Baer was a white version of Broner. He was supposed to be the next Dempsey, and he never lived up to it. The Braddock loss really set him back, and he never fought to the potential that he could have had. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, Braddock was... He just seemed to have limited skills for me.
Okay.
I just think when he fought top level fighters, he come up a bit short.
Well, I know it was Max Baer out, so let's go to the next one. Mr. Cool Kevin, he says, great discussion, great debate, but he's disappointed that we've bought into the Joe Louis myth. Knocked out by Schmeling, almost humiliated by Billy Conn, reigned for a long time by beating up part-time bums, questionable decision over Jersey Joe Walcott, kind of chinny, not to compare errors, but there are probably a few dozen heavyweights that I would pick to beat him fairly easily.
It's ridiculous comment. Joe Louis for me is number one. He brought another dimension to boxing. That punch he had, but I can't remember what it was actually called now. But he used to hit people with that, and they used to just, they were out cold. So yeah, I'm a big Joe Louis fan. Obviously, he lost to to Smelling. I mean, that didn't help his resume. I mean, but he obviously got him back in the rematch and, well, give him a right good idea. But Joe Louis, obviously, there's a few bad ones on his resume, but all round, and the times he was living in, and obviously the pressure he was under, then for me he's number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where you got on that comment?
Well, listen to this. So I just got to discover some new information. You guys, later on, you can check out my video. I talked to Bob Me on Tiger Flowers, and Tiger Flowers basically he set the blueprint for. He's called the Fighting Deacon. He set the blueprint for Joe Louis, because obviously what happened with Jack Johnson, no one wanted to give him a shout. But basically, he was the Fighting Deacon. He was a preacher, and he was fighting. And basically, Joe Louis, they saw the blueprint of the Fighting Deacon and made Joe Louis like that, more like a preacher guy, a church guy that just came off the farm, meek, wouldn't hurt no one. When he fights a guy, don't gloat, don't do this. And that basically came from Tiger Flowers. Now, basically, like Stuart said, under pressure, he was going under extreme pressure. You know what I mean? He beat the guy, you couldn't look at him. You know what I mean? He had a certain way. Listen, Joe Louis, you talking about clean that division. I don't want anyone reign for 25 defenses over a whole decade of fighting the very best. Even when he lost against the very best. Then they're Hall of Famers, all of them. How many Hall of Famers has he got on the list? Bum in a month. They're not bums. I mean, I say they're bums because that's what they call them. I mean, Max Bear's not a bum. I only said that for Joe Cobb because I didn't believe he deserved on the top 10. But they're not bums. Like, Joe Louis is no way overrated. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Do you know, basically, you're talking about Joe Louis, yeah? And like I said, Joe Louis, yeah, his fighting style, nothing as well, his fighting style was like Joe Gans, yeah? So his fighting style was revolutionary that time. Quick, his used a jab. Most guys who swung like Tony Two-Tongue Galotto. That's how most guys used to fight. They used to fight like barbaric, with swinging overhead, right? If you get close to them, they knew how to break your arms up. They knew how to break your arm, hit you in the shoulder blades. Because basically, you're talking about coming out here with bare knuckles. These are some brutal fights. Joe Louis knows how to dismantle them before they even get close to him. You're talking to guy. When you mention that about Joe Louis, you know, I want to dismantle you. You know, I don't usually go on people's list, but you obviously don't know what you're talking about. Any person will tell you you're the greatest, one of the greatest, and the remark about Max Schmeling, how Maxie Bear beat him up. So what didn't Joe Louis get beat up? Joe Louis got beat up for loads of rounds against Max Schmeling. And did it stop him from being the greatest? And he wasn't heavyweight champion of the world, by the way. He got beat up for like 3-4 rounds before he got in the face. So did Maxie Bear. So does Max Schmeling. He got beat up by Maxie Bear for loads of rounds as well. So they both got battered up. So my point is that Joe Louis is the greatest of all time. To any you'll get laughed off. But any decent person knows everything about boxing. So for you to make that statement, bro, you don't know too much. But I can't even understand why you would even say that. And that's why we're here to straighten you out. So you need to go check yourself.
Okay. So we got one hitter quitter. He says, very good debate, fellas. Stuart, I gave you props in the last podcast for calling real shit about Kevin Johnson. But praise fair. Beats got in that ass this time simply because he has more knowledge about heavyweight history. All three of you guys had valid arguments. I respect all your opinions, but in his opinion, Beats had the most knowledge and had the strongest argument.
What's his name? One hitter quitter, did you say? AKA Boxing Beats and Rhymes' brother.
No, I don't know who he is, bro.
I'm joking.
I don't know who he is, bro. He's just, he's just speaking.
Listen, like I said, at the end of the day, of course, you know more about the heavyweights because you've looked into the black history, and a lot of the black fighters are part of that division. So, yeah, you're going to know more than me about that, but still don't change the facts that my list is a more valid list than yours.
Nah, shit. That was very one-handed what you just said there. I know about a lot of fighters.
Yeah, but you do study. I've watched your videos. You study a lot of black fighters. You do.
Stuart. But pure boxing. That's all it is. Pure boxing, and then the facts come after that, according to me. No, don't do that, Stuart. Like, you know, I'm just.
But you can't expect me to know about these fighters. So that's what I'm saying.
I know all the fighters I'm talking about. I don't just know.
You do, but a lot of the other fighters I know. It's just a lot of these black fighters that fought for the black heavyweight title. I didn't know, and that's what I'm trying to say to you.
Okay. Okay, Michael Lewis. Here's his list: Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis, Larry Holmes, George Foreman, Jack Johnson, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Vitaly Klitschko, Jack Dempsey.
Ooh. Oh dear. Well, yeah, I don't know where Vitaly Klitschko is on these people's list. I don't know what they're playing at, man. I don't know what they're playing at. But you know what? It seems to be the theme that you got a whole heap of Stuart cousins and uncles jumping on this thing on the thing. I don't know what's going on there, bro. I don't know what's going on with they putting this Klitschko in the list. I don't know if they're trying to upset people, but I can tell you again that he should be on no one's top 10. Like, granted, you know, even the old Bert Sugar Bill Clinton, they would laugh and cough about that stuff, man. Would I say laugh and coughing at the same time? Is this a joke? Like, they're not in the top 10. Not in the top 10. Like, but I don't know about it. Maybe in top, could put in the top 20. But you know what I mean? We, like, you know, because usually when I compare them, how would they fare against these guys? But you gotta understand, yeah, they've never been tested. And then when they did get tested, usually they failed. They did. When I mean tested, I'm talking about in a competitive fight. In a competitive fight, not one-sided, because you usually see them, I'm using them, like the Klitschkos, both of them, where they basically are, they're usually on top. They're usually winning by whatever. But when they get in a competitive fight, where it's backwards and forwards and back, usually they lose. Usually, I say usually because Vitaly against Corey Sanders, he overcame it. But then look at his brother. His brother got, you know, that's why he even fought him. But yeah, but obviously, listen out there, they're bullies. Chris Bird beat his brother, and then the other brother came in and beat him. You see, because they're different styles. You see, that's what they do. They're bullies. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, you beat him, okay, I'll get my brother to beat you. Yeah, and then when the other brother can't get it, they bring another equation to beat you. They're more like a two-headed machine. You know what you call them? Call them the hydro. What's it called? What's the thing with hydro? Is it hydro or not hydro? Them hyphen. The two things are the two-headed monsters. That's what they are. The Klitschko. They're not. That's what they are. That's what they have the titles. Like we have the titles. They're not just one person. So my whole thing is that with the Klitschkos, you can't put them in because basically it's like a two-headed monster. But you can beat one, but the other brother will pop up his head and come after you as well. You get me? So that's what I got to say. I don't think they should be in top 10. That's what I got to say. Well, that Vitaly anyway.
Okay. I think Stuart's in agreement. No, not in agreement. He thinks he's got Vitaly.
Yeah, I mean, I'll sit and argue till I'm blue in the face. I'm not going to change my mind.
Alright, we'll leave that one there. Okay, right. Everyone's big enough to handle whatever comments and criticisms come at them, yeah? So I'm reading all the comments just as they are. That's what I'm doing. Yeah?
Hold up, Beast. Hold up, Beast. What are you saying? It? So we've got criticisms coming our way, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm ready. I'm bracing. I've got my seatbelt on. Go ahead.
Sorry, guys. The Cockney was just shouting over everyone. I wonder if he's talking about me. Bit of constructive criticism, let each other talk without shouting people down, but I would definitely tune in next time. I think he was talking about Stuart, but you know.
Yeah, well, one, I'm not a Cockney, so you can get fucked with that comment, and two, I couldn't give a flying shit that our show because it's our show and we'll do what we want. So apart from that, yeah, that's it. I mean, sorry for being rude, but I see where that guy was from, so I put two and two together.
Okay. And okay, he follows up, but someone said they'd rather listen to the coalition. I'm gonna read it all out. What's the coalition?
We'll save that for another day. Now, what he said was, if you speak to people like that, they'll go and listen to the coalition. I just said, well, good luck to them if that's what they want to do.
What is the coalition?
It's another podcast.
We're not scared to talk about it.
It's another podcast. You know, there's a few lads. I joined. Me and Joe could join them for a while, but we had a few disagreements, so we went our own way. So that's it, really. That's it with them.
I want to scared to talk about it. Who's in it? Who's in it?
You wouldn't know these guys from YouTube, so.
What are they? British or American?
They're from all over the place, so you know.
They're mainly.
It's
They're mainly from the boxing voice, but what I'm saying to you is that they're done, and I think to be honest with you, we should just move on to the next one because they're not special.
There's enough room for everyone to eat, you know.
Yeah.
There's enough room for everyone to eat.
They're more for having people calling in and on the show and and having discussions where we're more having debates and just having a couple of people on, because obviously it gets hectic when you got loads of people calling in, and you've got background noise and everything. And we've had to scrap shows for it. So that's not what we're about, really. We're not really a live show. We just go live so people can obviously get a chat or something, or just hear it live. Do you know what I mean? We're not really bothered about the live show. It's more about obviously getting our content out on YouTube and the podcast things and shit. So that's it.
So you think you know what Killer Larry boxing is, yeah?
I've got a rough idea it could be, but no, we'll move on that one.
Alright, just I'm going to read the list out, but after a time they you know what I mean, they sort of pan out a lot of this. Just quickly, alright, this is Brandon C. Joe Louis, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Sonny Liston, Jack Dempsey, Jack Johnson, Rocky Marciano, Joe Frazier, he hasn't come in much, Gene Tunney, Max Baer.
Yeah, I mean, that's that list there. I mean, that seems like he's watched one of them history documentaries on YouTube and just picked a list off that, to be honest with you.
So who would you throw out?
There's a few I'd throw out. Tony Bear.
Throw them out and we move on. Go on.
To Tony Bear, Fraser, they'd have to go for me.
Ooh.
Marciano ahead of Frazier, yeah?
Damn right. Marciano's unbeaten, mate.
Okay.
Fraser.
So Sven Oki.
Yeah, but Sven Oki weren't no Marciano. Let's be real.
Let me say this, Joe. Hey, Rocky Marciano didn't face someone like George Foreman or Muhammad Ali, bro. That's what I have to say about that. Joe Louis fought that.
It was different eras. They ain't faced anything like a Klitschko with the size difference and shit. You can't go. Well, Sam Langford ain't fought nothing like a Klitschko. But you were going to put him in your list.
He was undersized.
So you can't go like that.
Yeah,
I couldn't care if he was 5'2".
He should.
If he's weighing in on the
5'2".
He should have gone down in weight then.
Nah, he's not. He was that skilled enough. That's why everyone rates him that good, because he was skilled enough to beat the heavyweight. My point is the resume of Joe Frazier's kills Marciano's. No question. George Foreman in his prime twice. Muhammad Ali, first man to beat him. Are you serious? But I'm just telling you. Their resume, that's what we go by. We go by resume, not by I like this guy, I like the way he looks. We don't do that. We go by your resume. There's no way anyone could tell you that. That is laughable. Joe Frazier...
Here's the facts. Frazier's got much more live bodies than Marciano had on his resume. But we'll move on. Black Dynamite, 1983. He's got Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Jack Johnson, Lennox Lewis, Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier, and Floyd Patterson. The most underrated heavyweight of all time. That's
what Floyd Patterson?
That's what he says.
Yeah. Fucking joke, man. That guy. Fucking what a joke that is, man.
Floyd's an excellent fighter.
For a start, he was too small. He was chinny. He lost to some... Well, he lost to Johansson for a start. Sonny Liston went through him like a doorway. Yeah, I mean, I think people got a bit...
Jack Dempsey was chinny.
He weren't chinny, man.
He got knocked out by Fireman Flynn, and Gene Tunney was not a big puncher, and he floored him. And beat him.
Yeah. To say he's chinny, I mean, Floyd Patterson was chinny, man. I mean, fucking proper chinny Floyd Patterson was.
So tell me something, yeah? You know,
at the end of the day, Sonny Liston, I mean, every time Sonny Liston hit him, and he was dropping down like a sack of shit. So, yeah. That's all I got to say on that.
Where you got on Floyd Patterson?
Listen, so tell me something, yeah? If you got hit by Sonny Liston, what would happen to you, Stuart?
I'm not a fucking heavyweight champion of the world, am I?
If Sonny Liston hit Jack Dempsey, what would happen?
Well, Sonny Liston. So I'll tell you what, Jack Dempsey would last a lot longer than Floyd Patterson did. That's for sure.
As well, you haven't. This is what I'm trying to say to you. So let you understand that. And then other than that, yeah. So who else knocked down Ingemar Johansson? Yeah. But other than that, I don't think he's chinny. I think that the guys he fought, they can bang. There's no doubt about it. They can bang. Because all Ingemar Johansson in the rematch was trying to land that big punch. He had no boxing skills, and he caught the thingy, and he went back in there and beat him. The guy who knocked him out. He went back in there and became the first heavyweight, first person to get the belt back. Then he was at the time, he was the youngest heavyweight champion. Hey, bro, I'm serious. He got knocked out, but he walked through a doorway. Most people were a doorway when it comes to Sonny Liston. That's why Ali was on his bike when he fought him. That guy, if you're gonna put him in, you're gonna put Floyd Patterson in the list. I ain't got no. You can put him in the list. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, he was the youngest heavyweight champion of all time when he done it, man.
Yeah, just not good enough for me.
So that's all right. Your opinion. All right, cool.
Okay, Errol, you're gonna get in a little conflict, right? Because your list was Ali, Joe Louis, Jack Johnson, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Larry Holmes, Riddick Bowe, George Foreman, and Frazier. And the reply was Riddick Bowe, laughing out loud. That's Dan the Man.
Yeah, well, he can laugh out loud, but did he say anything else? Did he dispute it?
Well, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back at you in a minute. I'll read that out.
Yeah,
but here's what he said. He says, any error that didn't include Lennox Lewis. No, in fact, all right. Let me let you dispute that. Dispute that first, and then I'll cut, because there's a few more in between that. There's a few more people who dispute what he's saying.
Lennox Lewis. I don't know.
No, right. He says, you say, yeah, Bowe only lost once, and Foreman didn't want to fight.
Yeah, but Riddick Bowe got his ass completely whooped against Andrew Gallotta twice. It was only the stupidity of Gallotta that got him disqualified. I mean, Riddick Bowe was just getting bashed around the ring by a guy that Lennox Lewis knocked out in a round.
Stuart's bailing out this guy. I wanna go on this guy.
I'll get you in a minute, Stuart.
I'll get you in a minute. Yeah, I'll get you in a minute. But I wanna target this bro. So what's he saying? Has he come back with anything? Because I'll get Stuart. Right. If he's not, I'll get Stuart.
Jeff Boxing says Bowe was the first man to unify all the titles. Is that true?
Yes, he was.
First to KO Holyfield.
No.
Yeah, he chucked one in the bin as well.
Nah, but he unified the belts. But But go ahead. Ooh, Bowe was the first one to unify the belts.
Yeah, he wasn't, was he?
No, he wasn't. He got the belts from Evander Holyfield, who had all the belts. So he wasn't. Mike Tyson.
But anyway, Jeff Boxing basically says he could have been a champion in any era. Sean Newton, he says, Prime Foreman and Holmes beat everyone on the list except Ali and Lewis.
On my list?
Yeah. On this list, yeah.
Let me.
Prime Foreman and Holmes.
Let me look. The thing is, yeah. See, I'm echoing.
You got some. Yeah, you are.
It's not me. Someone needs to mute so I can go in on this. Yeah. The thing is, people are arguing about my list and stuff like that and saying it's prime, but I'm not talking about prime. I put them in how I put them. No one can dispute that they don't deserve to be on my list. And the thing is, you Riddick Bowe, yeah, regardless if you got one loss, that people talking about Maki Master who was undefeated. If he was undefeated, they will still be calling him a bum. The fact of the matter is, he beat a prime Evander Holyfield. Yeah, he lost against a rematch. Yeah, there was guys in there who did not want to face him. That is the truth. It's a big guy who likes to fight up close, and he was stubborn. Now, the only thing will run him out is just basically his condition and his lifestyle. You know, no one wants to face that guy. Look what he did to Herbie Hyde. Yeah, okay, Herbie Hyde wasn't no one, but he was undefeated. He was undefeated and he had the belt. He went there. When Riddick Bowe decided to do something, he did it. And let's talk about Stuart and the Gallotta thing, right? That whole thing with the Gallotta, yeah, Riddick Bowe didn't look his best. He looked crap, but that's his conditioning. But still, he was throwing the whole chicken sink at him, and he said, "Fuck it, he's not even working. How about I hit him low?" That's what he did to get him out of there. That's what he did. He threw the fight because he couldn't do anything. Riddick Bowe was still there. He couldn't believe that the man was taking that many punches from that guy, so he decided to hit him low and he threw the fight. So what? I'm gonna blame him? I agree. He was winning the fight, and Bowe didn't look his best.
That's a ridiculous comment.
But that's it. He threw everything at the chicken seat, so he hit him low because he couldn't get him out of there. The man was still in front of him. Lennox Lewis doesn't fight like that because Bowe fights inside. That's why no one wants to fight him. And I give it to you, he should have fought Lennox Lewis. Again, I say that's his manager, but no one can dispute where I put people on my list. Laughing out loud. Back at you, sir, and back at you, Stuart, about Gallotta. I'm done with that. Done. I'm done. Go ahead, Beats.
Beats, you there?
I don't know what Beats is, man.
Since Dan the Man went at you, yeah? It's your time, right? Here's his list, and you can pick the bones out of it. Joe Frazier, Sonny Liston, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Rocky Marciano, George Foreman, Larry Holmes, Jack Johnson, Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis.
Yeah, but where's he going with Rocky? And I don't know what order that is, but because it doesn't matter. But where's he going with Rocky? Where's he going with Rocky? Where are you going with that? You know what I mean? Rocky's been killed and smashed by Joker and how many people? You're laughing out loud about my list. You're having a laugh. I'm laughing at your list louder. You can't argue with my list, bruv. You need to keep quiet. I don't put people in there for sake of people in there. And your list, everyone will smash it apart, bruv. You know what I mean? But it's done. I trample.
I must admit, no one on the comment section actually said anything about my list. So,
Bloodfist, he says fireman Jim Flynn whooped the shit out of Dempsey with a right hook. Michael Lewis, he says Beats got too much knowledge for Stewart, but Stewart got that heart and had a great debate. Okay. Jarrett Boxing, this is a must listen to top 10 heavyweights, great debate. Right. King James, he says he wants to see more shows like this. Bloodfist comes back, he says Harry Wills fought Sam McVeigh a lot of fucking times and went back and forth with one another, the same with Langford and McVeigh. You see, that's the thing, man. They were forced to do that, you know? They were forced to do that. And they were good fights. But they were just under the radar. Okay. I'm not going to read all of that because some of them are a bit, go to Sean. People hated Holmes because he destroyed Ali. He was loved, and to be the guy that beat him and humiliated him, almost killed Howard Cosell. Never allowed him to get the love he deserved. Even as an old man, his jab held Tyson off for some time. Come on, man. People keep talking about that, man. You think Larry Holmes got the credit he was due after he beat Ali?
Well, Larry Holmes doesn't deserve any credit for beating Muhammad Ali. Let's be real. That was a shot to pieces, Muhammad Ali. He was shaking. I think he had Parkinson's during that fight. So, no, definitely not.
Yeah. So, but the Lennox, the Joe Louis fight is one of Marciano's biggest wins. But so how come Holmes can't have a old stiff version of a legend on his record?
Well, he can. Everyone can have a stiff on their record. I just.
Okay. Right. Let's move on. I'm going back and forth with this guy. He's an idiot. So he says blacks always hate on Marciano. This is Sean Newton. I'm not calling it. He's not an idiot, but his comment is idiotic. Blacks always hate on Marciano and Calzaghe because they are white, but then get angry when people question Floyd's resume. Is that true, Stuart?
Not all black people, no, because that's a ridiculous comment to say all black people. But yeah, there's a fair few of them. Yeah, I'll go with that. Obviously, a lot of Flomos. I mean, when you say black people, I wouldn't say black people. I'd say Flomos, and these are a breed of their own. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I wouldn't go down the race thing with. I think there is obviously the people out there on YouTube with their little race agendas that don't like Calzaghe and Marciano because they're white. But most people I speak to, it's not to do with that. It's more, yeah.
So you don't think there's?
No, I just think. I just wanted to
ask you a question. Do you think there's any race agendas against Floyd or any black fighters at the same time? Then?
Well, of course there is. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, it goes both ways. You know, I don't want to get too much down that road. But it goes both ways, and I think mate's got a point. But to say all black people are doing that's ridiculous because obviously there's a lot of black people out there that hate Floyd Mayweather, and there's a lot of black people out there that rate Marciano and Calzaghe. So it's ridiculous to say all black people to say that, yeah.
You see, he makes a point here, man. Like, he makes a point of saying Liston was getting money from the mob. How comes Marciano's association with the mob is never brought up? Why is that? Don't you think it's a case that they try to protect some fighters' images more than others sometimes?
I think Rocky Marciano went about it a bit differently. You know, obviously, if he was doing business with them, he was doing it on the quiet, where Sonny Liston was going around in nightclubs hanging around with them. So
that makes it more.
No, it doesn't make it more. It just makes people. It just makes people opinionated, and obviously.
So you don't think the press just had a different agenda?
The press hated Sonny Liston, didn't they? Cool, let's be real. The press hated Sonny Liston, so.
And they love Marciano, really?
Of course they did.
Why was that?
Okay.
Well, what do you want me to tell you, Errol? You know why it is.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying to you. But he sees Sonny Liston.
Yeah, but
he was married. Yeah, he didn't go out. He was a doorman. Yeah, and he worked for the mob because he couldn't get a job. He was basically a bouncer. That's what he was. That's how he worked for them. He was basically on the door as a doorman. That's how he got the job. Yeah, and basically he was a married man. He never went out clubbing, none of that. He wasn't like that. He was a good guy, church guy. This and that. They just didn't like him. You know, he didn't like it. They didn't like any. Just there knocking out white fight. They didn't like him. They didn't like nothing about him. So they say stuff, and then they like Rocky, and that was their agenda. And they rid him all the way in. They rid him in to his grave, mate. It's only now he's getting credit because he's dead. If he was live now, they'd be riding him as well. I'm done.
Listen, mate, Marciano, he deserves to be on any list, and in any year.
Okay, he also tries to berate, even though he doesn't know Jerry Quarry, he tries to berate. My admission, Jerry Quarry should get the nod over a lot of them old white heavyweights.
I mean, I have to agree with him, Beats. I mean,
have you researched him?
I know I've watched Jerry Quarry a few times, and
have you researched his resume?
I know about Jerry Quarry. That's all you need to know. I've seen him fight a few times. I've obviously checked my history on him, and the guy took a lot of beatings, man. He used to feel he used to curve badly.
Taking beatings doesn't stop you from having a good body of work.
He was half decent, but let's be real. I mean, he was a bit of a one-dimensional fighter, to be honest with you. And he was easy to pick off.
And Rocky was...
Yes.
But there's no blueprint to beat Rocky. There's 150 blueprints to beat him.
Who was the guy he used to look up to? Was Rocky. He fought exactly the same as Rocky. He fought exactly the same as Rocky.
Yeah, I mean... I know where Beats is coming from with that comment. Like I said, obviously, resume, and he had to fight the best. So I can see what Beats is saying, but for talent-wise, then nah, not for me.
Hey,
if someone has to fight...
I say anything...
So if somebody has to fight in a harder era...
No, go on.
Yeah?
Go ahead, Beats, go ahead.
So someone managed to get a belt because, I mean, like, he was fighting a lot of old guys. Maybe it wasn't his fault. That's the management or, you know... Rocky's fighting a lot of old guys. Now, if Quarry has to fight this level of opposition, but yet he's beating the Pattersons, he knocked out Billy Daniels, he's beating Thad Spencer, who was a #1 contender, lost on points to Jimmy Ellis, knocked out Thad Spencer, knocked out Buster Mathis, who was a top contender, you know. Frazier stopped him, but, you know, Frazier was very, very, very hot at the time. Came over to the UK, knocked out a couple of our heavyweights, you know. Matt Foster was a knockout puncher, he defeated him, knocked out Ernie Shavers and beat Ron Lau.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some very good wins on his resume, but
yeah, so I just don't see.
I didn't like the way he fought, to be honest with you. I think he was very one-dimensional. He was a puncher.
Wait, hold on.
Every time he got out of the ring, he had a face like a butcher's block.
Stuart, don't try and turn into a technician lover. You like scraps.
Yeah,
this
guy. Every time I see him, he's just taking an ass whooping.
Yeah, but look at Rocky's face. Look at Rocky's face. Rocky's face when he come out, every fight he came out, his nose was split against Ezra Charles. He got knocked down by Jersey Joe Walcott. Rocky's face was disgustingly bruised up. Did you see every fight he fought? He looked like a bandage. His face was first day.
Yeah, but this guy just... when you're taking hiding after hiding, then you're just not going to be on my list.
Rocky would have got that if he was fighting in that era because he's fighting the very...
No, he wouldn't have done, because he fought Ezra Charles and Walcott.
He fought the very best.
He fought all them boys, man, knocked them out.
They weren't the very best in the division.
Yeah, they might have been. Yeah, they might not have been, but still good names. So you can't say, he avoided this man. Rocky Marciano avoided no one.
And I think we should move on.
Is that so?
Yeah, I think we should move on. Man.
Yeah, move on anyway.
You can avoid Nino Valdez, no?
Well, I don't know about that one, but because Peter's bringing out fucking nobody.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Nah, he's not. He don't even know who he is, so you doesn't assume there's nobody.
He was a big Cuban guy who was hot at the time, and he wouldn't fight.
Yeah, well, I'm fucking out with Cubans. I mean, they weren't known in the 80s. Some of them know them in the 40s.
Oh, come on, man. You never heard of Kid Gavilan?
Yeah, and Stevenson and all that. Yeah.
Fiorentina. What's his name? What's his first name? Who's that guy, Errol?
Yeah. Fernando. Yeah, Fernando Fiorentina.
That's the guys, man.
Yeah.
No, of course not.
Nah, of course you don't. You don't know it. Stuart don't know it. Stuart don't know about them guys there. But got beats. Move on.
I don't want to know about them guys, man. What do I know about them for? Unless you've had a belt round your waist, man. I don't want to be talking about you in these lists.
So as long as the fighter gets a belt, that's all that matters to you.
No, but obviously, world champion. There's a reason why people are called world champions. Obviously, today's sport is a bit different. There's loads of belts, but back then, if you was a world champion, you was the best. Simple as.
Simple as.
I don't want to go down that other route with your.
All right, let's dissect Sean Newton's list. Number 1, Ali. Joe Louis, number 2. Larry Holmes, George Foreman, Jack Johnson, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Rocky Marciano, Jack Dempsey.
A lot of people got Jack Dempsey and Marciano in it, so it can't be just me that's see something in these guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't know shit about boxing, man.
You can't say that, man. You can't say that to him.
Shit. Alright, you got anything on that?
No, I mean, a lot of the lists you've read out, you've read out, so I'm drinking a drink here. A lot of the lists you've read out are very similar, actually. And there's a lot of the same fighters on there. A lot of the fighters that you lot were giving shit the other night, so.
Yeah, they're the same fighters. It seems like they're all the same. They got Rocky, they got Dempsey. You know what I mean? Look, they're Hall of Famers. There's no question. They're all Hall of Famers. Everyone would mention the top 10. You know, maybe not the Klitschkos yet, but they probably will be at some point. But, you know, it's where you put them in a minute. That's what's causing all the controversy. And at least the guy's got in his top 10 and he wants to put them in there right at the tail end of his list. You know, where Stuart's got them Rocky a bit further down, Dempsey at the end. If they're at number 9, number 10, I'm not going to really bash them up. If they want to put them in 9 and 10, you know, that is what it is. We've already bashed this over old ground, you know. There's nothing more to say about it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
We're going to draw a line under that now. We're going to draw a line. You know what I mean? We'll draw a line. So, Mike Tyson, he says he never fulfilled his potential. He actually is admitting that. Would you say that's true?
Well, it's definitely true. And the problem is he got with the wrong people. Like I said on the other show we did, Mike Tyson has died when Let's get a bit of feedback, someone. Mike Tyson died when Gustamotta died for me. He just weren't the same, man. He lost the plot. He was hanging around with the wrong crowd. And Don King is like a cancer, just eating away at you. And I mean,
Hang on
a second. Right, can you mute your button, please, if you're going to come on? Yeah, and sorry, where were we?
Mike Tyson is a cancer. Don King's a cancer.
He's a Don King's a cancer to any fight. I mean, the way he treated Larry Holmes was an absolute disgrace. I mean, I just can't stand Don King. He turned Tyson. I mean, I think Tyson had mental issues anyway, and I think Don King exploited that. And I think he was the reason that Mike Tyson went off the rails, went to prison, got in with the wrong crowd there, come out a complete lunatic, and the rest is history. You know, he just didn't fulfil his potential. He's got some bad losses. So yeah.
What you got on that, Earl?
Look, Mike Tyson. Let me tell you about Mike Tyson. Let me tell you about boxers in general, because Mike Tyson I put into it. Mike Tyson used to look up to Jack Dempsey and all them old fighters, and what you saw and what you see with any of them guys who won the title what's your hunger and what's your desire? You're basically at the age of 18, 19. Your goal is to win the heavyweight championship of the world at all cost. Yeah, your mentor, your father figure has died. Yeah, and that's your goal. Now, after he's reached his goal, what else is there? You're a millionaire. You've got money. You've got girls. This is all at a young age. Like, what after that? You're at the top of the mountain. What else is there to achieve? Now you're talking about like he didn't reach his potential. That was his potential at that point. You know, the reason he kept on fighting them because he didn't know anything else. But I mean, what else is there to do?
Well, this is where I come in. I mean, this is where I'm going to come in and stick up for Floyd Mayweather. No, this is where I'm going to stick up for Floyd Mayweather, because this guy's in the same situation. Obviously, he's not as famous as Tyson was back then, but this guy's making £35 million a fight. He's got everything he wants. He's on telly everywhere. You know, he's on the radio. Everyone talks about him. So this guy's a star. He dedicates his life to boxing still. When, you know, so he's the blueprint on how to he's the blueprint on how to behave as a champion. So I'm going to give Floyd respect. Tyson didn't behave like that.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Joe Louis is the blueprint how to behave like a champion, and nothing.
Listen,
nothing.
This guy goes. Floyd Mayweather.
Hey, you keep outing him. I didn't butt in on you. You just let you talk. What I'm saying to you is that.
Oh no, you just butting me now when I was talking.
I let you button in when I was talking. Now I let you button in, and now I let you finish the.
You let me.
Because I was just talking and I let you jump in. Like, what I'm saying.
Come on, guys. What
I'm saying to you, Joe Louis is the example to follow, and Floyd ain't nothing like Mike Tyson, the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. The heavyweight division is the gold crown. You're earning.
I didn't say it was.
You're earning serious money in that crowd, and the way and like I said to you, when I was saying to you, his role model was Jack Dempsey. Like Jack Dempsey, Jack Dempsey defended his belt probably 3-4 times, right? And in the time and period, there was like a year and a half where he defended his belts. He was earning mad money. He was mixed with Hollywood stars, Estelle Taylor, fixing all the Hollywood things, hanging around with Charlie Chaplin. When you're Mike Tyson, is the same thing, hanging around all the stars, this and that. After that, you're there. You're the thing. What's your goal to get in the ring to knock out a guy? What's your goal after that? Yeah, if you drop I understand why you drop the ball. Well, I understand why you drop the ball, and that's what I'm saying about this. When any fight reach their goal, they drop the ball. When it comes to Floyd, I'm echoing somewhere. Someone needs to turn down and mute themselves. Yeah, when it comes to Floyd, yeah, right. About Floyd wasn't earning that much money. So now Floyd's just earning that money about what? Since he fought De La Hoya, he's only earning it now. So he's obviously going to hold on to it. He's going to worship it and keep going. He's not the same. If he reached his goal and was earning that much money, he would have burnt out as well. Anyone at the age of 18, 19, earning that amount of money would have burnt out on thing. I'll give you an example. Lionel Rhodes on Australia. He burnt out. He got to reach his goals in around early 20s, and he was dead by the age of 25. He was a has-been. It happens. That's how it is. Boxers, yeah, that's how it is. When you get rich, yeah, when you're poor and you get that much money, that's it. You've reached your goal. There's no other desire. That's it. You've reached your accomplishment. I'm done. I know Rilo must want to say something because he just jumped in. Go ahead, Rilo, if you got something to say. I guess not, Rilo. Go ahead, Stuart.
I'm good. This just good compliment. I'm just listening in.
Cool.
Go ahead, Beats. Continue then, yeah. Beats. Yo, Beats. Yo, Stuart, can you continue the show because we can't be doing this.
Yo, Rilo. Yo, Rilo.
What's up, Beats? You alright?
What's up, bro? What's good?
Hey, come on, Beats. Let's run the show, man. Right, let's go, man. Let's roll the show, Beats.
Oh, we got a guest. I think we had a guest. Can we do the guest?
He's been here for the longest, Beats. Carry on, continue, man. He's been here for the longest.
I didn't realise. Okay. Well, alright, cool. Let's move on. I didn't realise.
Okay.
I thought when somebody
All right, well, I will chime in then a little bit. I kind of agree with you, EJ, man. You know, when you reach the pinnacle of your sport at such a young age, you know what I mean? You can get a little more complacent. You know, as you get of age, of course, we all know this, you know, things become a little different. You know, you don't party as much. You know, it's just a lot of stuff that you don't do. You know what I'm saying? Things just get different. So I can see that you might be better catching your success a little later in life than at 19 or 20 years old, because you really don't know how to handle it,
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point, Rilo. But this is my point with Floyd. I mean, this guy's 36 years old and he's still living like a champion. So it's not impossible. Let's be real.
All I'm saying is that the lighter weights they can do that. The lighter weights,
not at all.
No, the lighter weights, it's different. The heavyweights,
yeah, but it's not. I know, but I'm just saying it's not impossible to be a good dedicated champion. There's loads of fighters. Joe Lewis. I don't think we should make excuses for a grown man's behaviour. Really,
I agree with you, but I'm telling you, Joe. We're talking about role models. Joe Lewis is the role model. I'm just letting you know, Joe Lewis and Muhammad Ali is the way to conduct yourself when you're a champion. I don't know, like most people would agree with me, so that's all I gotta say about that. When you're ready, Beats.
Well, I want to chime in on that one just a little quickly. You could say Joe Lewis, he might have had impeccable manners and stuff like that, even though he was banging women on the side, allegedly. Right, but let's forget that. But he didn't manage to hold on to his wealth, he didn't manage to do that. And he was a bit humiliating that he had to do wrestling and stuff like that. So, to me, having good manners and then I haven't got the spoils of my hard victory, that wouldn't satisfy me, And it's yet to be seen. Floyd might blow all his dough, he might catch a bad one and catch some serious injuries. It's boxing, but
will you say that?
I think Floyd.
Go on. I say it's good to do investments, bro. When you put your money into the army and you want to give them charity money because you're doing literary money, and then next thing you know, the tax man comes to you and asks you to give back the money. Where's your money? That would happen to you. If he didn't do that, he would have been a wealthy guy. He tried to help out and they turned on him. Manny Pacquiao was doing the same thing, and now they're running down for tax. It's ironic how boxing in circles is how many years later they're doing the same thing to boxers. Yeah, boxers are not the smartest people in the world. I'm not trying to disrespect them, but they get hit in the head for a living, and they're not the best with money. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going to say to you.
Okay. Vladimir Klitschko is defending his title against Alex Lepi. Is that a good move, or is he taking liberties?
Who's taking liberties? Klitschko. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this guy's.
But Lepi is actually a mandatory. Lepi is actually a mandatory.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, mandatories don't mean nothing these days. I mean,
why do you disagree?
I mean, Gabriel Rosado gets a world title shot every time he gets his ass whooped, so I don't think.
Why do you disagree, Rilo? Why do you disagree?
Only because I believe that both Klitschko's, I'm not sure if Vitaly's still active or not, but I believe they're willing to fight anybody. I just don't think that the guys who we might want to see him in there with are willing to fight them. And I'm not to say they're not willing. I think that the people advising those guys are saying, let's just wait out the Klitschko's. Let's just wait till they're done and then try and make a claim at the heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd like to see
it. I don't think it's them who's thinking, I don't want to fight Deontay Wilder or Chris Arreola or Brian Jennings or any of these guys, because at one point in time they were fighting all of those guys. I don't know if you remember when, what was the banker's name? He was a banker and he started boxing up. What was his name? And he was getting all this hype, and he got in there with Klitschko and got knocked out in like 4 rounds. Adam Mack, went up through the light heavyweight division.
I remember him.
Calvin Brock, that was his name. Calvin Brock. So, I mean, I think that they've always been willing to fight these guys, but I think that this era of fighters now, it's always more of a let's try and play it safe role. Let's call ourselves being smart and do it the safe way type of shit. And the safe thing to do is wait out the Klitschko's and then later on consider yourself or call yourself the heavyweight champion once you can win a vacant title.
Yeah, but I disagree with that to a degree, because you're saying wait it out. This is boxing, man. Like, just because you're not fighting the Klitschkos don't mean that someone ain't going to put you on the canvas for 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, boxers have to realize their primes while they can. I think there's a lot of heavyweights who would like to knock out a Klitschko, would try to at least, you know. I think there's a lot who would like to try that. I'm not saying the Klitschkos are ducking, but I think there's just a lot of politics of why both camps are not taking certain fights from either the challengers or the Klitschkos.
I think the problem is with the Klitschkos. I think the negotiation demands are ridiculous. I think, and a lot of fighters look at that contract thing here. Fuck that. I'll give that one a miss.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And you know the reason. That's a very good point. I mean, Jim Jeffries was the same thing. I just found out information that the reason why he didn't fight that many titles because he had a winner all take mentality. Basically, if you fight him, if he wins, he gets all your money on the percentage. Now the Klitschko do that, it makes it very hard to bargain with. It's a winner more mentality with the Klitschko. Like I said, boxing, but this is what I'm saying, it's a winner all mentality with the Klitschko. So basically you're gonna get nothing and you might end up getting a hiding. You know what I'm trying to say? So when you're fighting something like that, it's not worth your while to do that. And you gotta understand, like I said to you before, the Klitschko done the skirting ball route team. They waited till everyone beat each other up before they got their belts. More power to them. No one can touch them right now. But they're front runners, man. When they're in any sort of fight, usually they cave in. But you know, I'll give credit to them. They're doing alright in Germany.
Vitaly didn't cave in against Lennox Lewis, did he? Let's be real.
So what happened to his face?
Well, he did. His face caved.
He was
but he didn't cave in. He was ready to fight. He was winning the fight.
His face butchered.
His face was getting butchered.
Yeah, he did get his face
butchered. How many rounds was he winning, Chris? How many rounds was he winning? By 2 rounds?
I had him by a couple of rounds.
Yeah, how many couple of rounds? Couples 2, right? So it was a close fight, didn't it? Right? Anything could happen, yeah. So he wasn't getting blown out.
No, don't get. Yeah, of course he wasn't. I'm not saying.
What's the point of mentioning it? He retired on his stool.
No, you're saying when he stepped up, he didn't cut it. He did.
Yeah, he didn't flop.
Yeah, he didn't flop.
He didn't win the fight. I don't know why you guys are trying to credit that as a win for him. He didn't win the fight. He got stopped legit.
Why do you keep putting words in my mouth?
Let me finish my point. You spoke.
It's not me. It's Rilo.
Rilo, you need to mute yourself, Rilo. You need to mute yourself, Rilo.
You're jumping over me, bro.
Doc, Beats, can I finish? I wasn't jumping over. I was telling Rilo. I was telling Rilo to mute himself. Errol, tell him what I'm saying.
Hey, Beats, he was telling Rilo. Rilo's getting feedback. All Stuart was saying is to Rilo to mute himself. That's all Stuart was saying.
Oh, see.
He wasn't having a go.
No,
he was just telling Rilo to mute. Why?
Yeah, you just wouldn't let me finish, bro.
Yeah, why was he talking?
You was getting back feed, but couldn't hear what you were saying.
Yeah, go ahead, Beats.
I lost my train, man.
Yeah, that's as well. But let's move on. Go ahead. We always beat. You know what? Before I start, it seems like everyone's just ganging up on Stuart. And for the listeners out there,
this is one of my.
No, let me finish.
All right, let's
No. For listeners out there, it's just that we have a difference of opinions. It seems like we're aligning ourselves. Yeah, it's just the train.
No, don't worry about that, man. Don't worry about that.
I'm just letting everyone know, so don't be thinking it's out here.
I can stick. I can stick up for myself, man. You guys don't bother me.
Good job, Stuart. Good job.
Okay. Floyd Mayweather, he's saying it's definitely Amir Khan or Marcus Maidana. What do you reckon? What's the deal on that?
Amir Khan for me. I just want to see Floyd fight someone with a different dimension. And yeah, I just want to see Floyd fight with a different dimension, so it's going to be Amir Khan for me.
You reckon?
I just think... Oh, sorry.
Did you ask me a question?
I want to see him in there with. I want to see him in there with Keith Thurman.
Yeah, go ahead, Rilo. You go first. Go ahead, Rilo.
I want to see him in there with one time. I think that out of everybody in the welterweight division, I think that just in my opinion, I think that Keith Thurman is the best.
That wasn't the question.
No, I know.
That was after
I know. I know. I'm just saying. I want to see him.
You can get that to earlier. You get to earlier. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. But right. I was just saying. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's the best welterweight. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm only going to get the choice of picking between those two, I would definitely say Amir Khan because, like what Sam say, man, we didn't see him fight that kind of style 100 times already. You know, it's like the difference between, all a hard ass turd or some diarrhea shit? Which one do you want? I really won't neither, but if you're gonna give me a choice, I'll take the hard turd. It's gonna be easier to clean. So give me Amir Khan. Give me Amir Khan.
Can I jump in? But he ain't even a champion. He hasn't achieved anything. You're just going by his skill set, and he hasn't faced anyone. Let me break in on Marcus Madonna.
He beat Madonna though.
Let me finish. Who?
But
Other than that, who's on his resume? He hasn't achieved anything to get into that stage. Like Marcus Madonna beat Victor Ortiz, became a champion. He's fought in the very best of company. So
Victor Ortiz, come on.
I'm just listening to his resume states that that's why Floyd's probably picking him. If you're gonna go back on his resume, he's fought some tough guy and he's beaten unbeaten. Hey, Chris, you need to mute yourself, Chris. Because I'm getting feedback, my friend. Okay, thanks very much. And what I'm saying to you is that it comes down to resume, and anyone boxing history will talk to you. It's all about resumes. Who's on your list? So you look at Marcus McDonough's list, and he just beat and unbeat Adrian Broner. Then you say, okay, then who else is out there? And who else is credible for him? And he's hot right now. Why not? Then you got Amir Khan, who doesn't deserve that, but he was like the unified champion at 140, moved up, and he looked terrible at one. He looked terrible at one. And he ain't fought no welterweight. But he don't look terrible. I don't know why even Floyd would even want to pick him. There's no challenges out there. This is the truth. He should just retire. There's no challenges him right now. There's no one for him to fight. The only person he should fight is Manny Pacquiao, just for the sake of getting it over and done with. But there's no challenges right now. He should just retire. That's all I have to say. There's nothing out there. Not Keith Thurman, none of them. They're not challenges for him. No, you'd like to see it, thinking it'd be an interesting fight, but he'll probably win that fight. That's all I gotta say. When I mean there's no challenges, there's none. He has to move up out of his weight class into 160 or maybe or 154 and fight some of them big guys that just stay there. And he don't want to do that. He keeps going backwards and forwards because he can. But there's no real challenges for him in the world.
Yeah, but he should pick a weight and stick to it then, because you can't be just getting these fighters to catch weights at 152. Here, you take a few pounds off here. If you're going to fight a weight, fight it. Otherwise, stay at 147.
You got a good point, but what I'm saying to you, you're watching a greatness right now. Even though we won't like it right now, but whether we look back at it, we're looking at greatness right now, and we'll probably appreciate him when he's retired, maybe or maybe not. But the bottom line is that he's running out of challenges, and that's why the only people he's got there is that he could get better challenges, but that's the only one credible for him on his list. I'm not going to say Keith Thurman. I like to put Keith Thurman in, but Keith Thurman hasn't showed me nothing. He just hasn't done anything for me yet. You know what I mean? I agree with Keith Thurman's got some talent, but skill set right now, and talking about resumes of what people have tried. Amir Khan doesn't deserve it either. Like, none of them deserve it. Like, Marcus Moore doesn't deserve it. None of Danny Garcia, none of them. Really, you could pick holes in the whole of them.
What about Tim Bradley, though?
Nah, Tim Bradley ducked Amir Khan. Like, why didn't he fight Amir Khan? Because he knew Amir Khan's got the style to beat him. I can pick all of them. He's basically out of his era. He's the only one from '96 Olympics who's still fighting. Like, there's no one. He don't need to be fighting right now. He's just doing it because he can. There's no challenges out there. It's boring. He gonna lose, just for the sake of no motivation. But go ahead, Rilo.
Rilo, you're on, bro. You got this, Rilo?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got a question. Now, I know you were just expressing that you don't think that there's any challenges. Now, my question to you is, when you say people's resume, how can you build up your resume if the people to build your resume up with won't fight you?
Well, Manny Pacquiao.
Let me say something. Yeah.
No. Wait.
He asked me.
Why you turn up?
He asked me a question though. He asked me the question, right? I think he asked me the question. Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you a question.
I'm asking you because you're saying.
Yeah, I'm answering. I can answer it, right?
Okay.
I just heard you, right? This is all about money. Yeah, you all about money. If you're packing in statements or you got the people who cash cow, whatever, they'll do anything. Lennox Lewis said, if you give him 100 million, he'll fight anyone. That's him retired. So this is all about money. There's no fight that can't be made. He's doing how much money. Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson fought. The two networks came together because they knew we were going to make enough money. There's no fight that can't be made. I don't believe that can excuse. It's just that there's not enough money in the pot for them to fight. It's not worth my while to fight him. That's what it is. So I'm not gonna boil with that excuse. It's just the money. You know what I mean? And certain people just go and stun like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd. The whole reason why they fight is because Don King he knows that maybe Pacquiao could lose to Floyd, so he was just putting all these stipulations. Floyd don't want to put himself out there and this and that. That's why the negotiations kept going through. The way I look at
it, Floyd Mayweather's been ducking Manny Pacquiao for years, and he's run out of excuses.
Well, you're right. Listen, credible argument. Credible argument. That's a credible argument. Credible argument.
Can I tell you quick?
Go ahead, Beats. Go ahead.
All right. The question is, like, this guy cherry picks, that guy does this. He's credible because, you know, he's not getting a shot and nobody wants to fight him. Well, Louis Collazo, who, you know, I think is a good fighter, you know what I mean? He's a good fighter. He offered Thurman a fight, and Thurman didn't get back to him. That would have given him a lot of credibility, a victory over Louis Collazo, more than that guy Saito Carras.
Yeah, I mean,
you think so?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, it would.
Yes, he's a former champion. He's a world champion.
Listen, okay. I mean, I see where you're trying to go with it, but it's this double-edged sword. Check this out. Victor Ortiz beat Andre Berto, and he fights Floyd Mayweather. Soto Carras beats Andre Berto, and y'all telling me that he would have got more credit for beating Luis Collazo over
Luis Collazo, a former world champion.
I understand what you're saying. So was Andre. I know. Listen, so was Andre Berto. And what I'm saying to you is, at one point in time, Andre Berto was so credible that just one win over him was to the point where it got you a fight to fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, Guerrero.
Now you're telling me. Listen, wait a minute.
Let him finish.
Sorry. Now what you're telling me is that beating Luis Collazo was not as good as beating Soto Carras, the same guy who beat Andre Berto? Explain that to me, please.
I mean,
okay.
Go on, Bates.
He's asking me.
Go on.
Well, Louis Collazo was a former world champion, right? He lost his world champion under very dubious circumstances against him, and he won the fight, right? In my opinion, he beat Berto, yeah? He called him out, and here's the fact. So don't play games, Rilo. You know that Louis Collazo is a much slicker fighter than Soto Carras with a much better skill set. You know that. If you know boxing, you know that. Why do you think he fought Soto Carras rather than Louis Collazo?
Yeah, Collazo a lot harder to fight.
Hold on. This is me and Rilo dying. You think he picked Soto Carras because he was going to get tested by a higher level skill set than Collazo? Is that what you think?
I'm sorry. It wasn't even necessarily about a skill set because, and yes, I agree that Soto Carras is not nearly as good a fighter as Collazo. But the thing about it is, neither was Guerrero. But somehow he ended up fighting Berto. You know what I'm saying? And ended up fighting Mayweather. So it's not about how good you are or your skill set, because the results were that this dude beat Andre Berto, another dude that I think that Louis Collazo probably could beat or be better than, and he's trying to get to that road. You know what I'm saying? If the path to success is this path, and the path to non-success was this path, whether you think that path is better or not, the path of success was the Guerrero Ortiz route. So if the path to success was the Collazo route, I could see him taking that fight. But if the path to success is if that makes sense, is anybody following me on that?
I kind of lost the train, but here's how I'm going to break it down to you. Yeah, you want to get a shot at the champion, yeah. So does Collazo. You said no. I'm not going to fight him. Collazo manages to get, see, boxing fans are fickle, no matter what you want to say or I want to say, right? No matter how much Victor Ortiz has got his jaw busted, got exposed, he was on Dancing with the Stars, people are still talking about him. Like even with the Collazo fight. I mean, Collazo managed to stop him dynamically in 2. So now he's saying, I want to fight Floyd. And Thurman's saying he wants to fight Floyd. So if Thurman had done that job on him, he would have eliminated Collazo. That's how it works, I'm afraid. Like, Collazo right now has pull. He has a little bit of pull. I don't know how long it will last. I don't know if he'll get anything from it. But that's how it goes.
Right, that's what I'm saying. From beating Victor Ortiz,
exactly.
That's my thing.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's true. It's sad. It's sad. I agree. It's sad, but it's true.
Thurman, I know, but listen. But the thing is, Thurman wasn't offered Victor Ortiz. He was offered Luis Collazo. Now, Luis Collazo, at this point in time, with the win over Victor Ortiz, gains him a little more credibility. But before that, he was. How the fuck did you say he wasn't even? How did you even say he was level with Soto Collazo? That's what I'm saying.
Good point. I don't think the Ortiz win gives him any credibility. I thought it was an easy fight. It doesn't give him no credibility. I'm saying boxing fans are fickle.
I know that, but Beats, what I'm saying is, how does Luis Collazo, and we talking pre-Ortiz, is any better than beating Soto Collazo? And I ain't talking about how good the fighter is. I'm talking about what they just done lately.
Soto Collazo is awful. Let's be real. I mean,
he is. I agree with you. I agree. I'm not. Listen, I agree with y'all on that. But what I'm saying is, the path of success has been this. Andre Berto beat him. Is the path of success. That's what it has been lately. So why wouldn't you just...
Funny. Does anyone understand what I'm saying? Because I'm getting a bit lost. Does anyone understand it? Because you reply and then because I'm getting a bit lost on the words.
No, he's talking about... He's talking about... I got it. He's trying to say that if you beat Berto, you get a shot at Floyd. The thing is, Rylo, on that account, you see, he's gone so far down, but he's beating Berto don't mean nothing now. When Floyd was supposed to fight Berto, Floyd, let me. Floyd was supposed to. Now listen.
He didn't fight Berto.
No, listen to me. Floyd was at ringside, came out. Floyd ain't fought for a long time. Ringside, watching the Victor Ortiz thing. He was supposed to fight that now, and obviously he thought, shit, I ain't got a opponent. I'll fight Victor Ortiz. Go back to Canelo. Canelo was supposed to fight who? Canelo was supposed to fight Victor Ortiz, and Lopez beat him. What did he do? I ain't got an opponent. Shit, I might as well take the winner. That's the argument they said they took them. But now Victor Ortiz is done, and Collazo does want to fight. Collazo couldn't open his mouth now because he's not even that personality. And I interviewed him myself, and me and Sevier said, when you fight Victor Ortiz, you go and check that jaw. Go, that's what I'm gonna go after, and that's what he did. Now he's got a mouth. Yeah, he never used to talk, even when he was a champion under Don King. He's got the light now, and now he has to talk. He didn't necessarily want to get that fight, or he'd like to get that fight, but he's just open up now. He's just letting it go. I'm happy he got the win. We know he's probably not get that fight. I don't know why I understand Lou Collazo. He can say whatever he wants. He just got to win on the name network TV. Let him say whatever. Let him have his son in light, man. He's a former world champion. He has the right to say. Well, it doesn't mean he's going to get the title shot. Doesn't mean he's going to.
Well, let me come in there, Errol. Let me come in there because. Well, listen, Luis Collazo is a good fighter, but he's never going to get shot at Floyd Mayweather. And we could just forget the idea. It's not going to happen. He brings nothing to the table money-wise. And Floyd's a businessman at the end of the day, you know. And so we forget that idea. I mean, it's a ridiculous idea. Victor Ortiz is a fucking bum. He's a bum.
All right, we don't know. So I'm going to ask you something, yeah? Who is more credible from either a skill set or financial perspective of fighting Floyd? Luis Collazo or Keith Thurman right now? Who would you say?
I'd have to go with Keith Thurman.
So would I.
Yeah, I mean, Thurman's got the power. I mean, Floyd's a very hard man to hit. So when you do hit him, you've got to make it count. And I just think Thurman's the sort of guy that could make it count. I'm not saying he'd beat Floyd Mayweather because I don't think he will, but if I had to have a pick out of the two, then I'd pick Thurman. Can you mute yourself if you're not talking, please, because we're getting some feedback and it. Right. Yeah,
Errol, are you telling me you reckon that Maidana and Khan are more credible than Thurman?
Yeah. I'd say they're world champions. Khan's a unified champion at 140. Thurman ain't done nothing. He ain't done that in terms of the belt holders. Like, there's belt holders. he ain't done nothing. Like, he looks good. He thinks the guys he's been against knocked them out. Yeah, man, it's all good. He ain't done nothing yet, man. He might just burn out, man. He ain't done nothing. They have a corner number of guys. Yeah, okay, Zab Judah, Katelnik's not easy win, and some of them guys, they've won, they've got belts, they're known, they've got, you know what I mean? He's still established himself, man. He like, these guys here, they look, man, they're more or less on the out. Floyd's on his way out. Man, look, all them guys there, they all know each other, all Al Heyman. They don't want to have to put them against each other. Like, let them guys fight, man. This is some bullshit. Let Keith Thurman's friends with what's his name again? With the guy that beat the guy that beat Devin Alexander, Sean Porter, right? Let them fight, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're friends. Oh, we know each other in the amateurs, man. Yeah, we know. Fight, man. You got the belt, fight him, man. Why didn't he go fight Kell Brook? Fight him, man. Don't make it scoot. You know what I mean? This is bullshit. So my point is,
I hate that.
My point.
I hate that.
My point is, this is some bullshit, right? And this whole argument with Floyd's on the way out. So like they're trying to that's what it's called, the lottery ticket. You win, you get quite a lot of money, and you get all that. Guerrero's trying to leave thing, trying to get some money somewhere else. This whole argument here is pointless. I think we should just move on, because if we're gonna go around in circles, there's no gonna be wrong right answer in it, because it's like, you know,
it's all subjective.
Like most arguments, but this one here is even worse because it's polarized, because it can go on for hours, and there's so much more interesting things to talk about. That's what I feel.
That's right. I mean, look, that's one thing we said we're going to try and avoid, is just because it's a Floyd topic and people want to dig into it all the time. We'll try and limit it down. You know, everyone said their piece. Tyson Fury declares himself the most dangerous fighter on the planet. Is that just one of his tweets?
Well, Tyson Fury's the greatest of all times, so he keeps telling us, the greatest of all times. You know, at the end of the day, I like Tyson Fury. I think he's a character. The sport needs him. He's a talent. I mean, we're speaking to Eddie Chambers, and Eddie Chambers really rates the guy. So I think he's underestimated, Tyson Fury, and underrated. I really do. I can see him getting a belt. I really can. And like I said, I do. I mean, he wasn't hurt against Cunningham. Let's be real. He got up and he was smiling. Just shook. When a 15-stone man hits you on the button with all his body weight behind you, you're going to hit the canvas. So, you know, that doesn't make me have a poor chin. Carl Froch got rocked, and look how he comes back and wins the fight. A good chin is how you recover. And that's, you know, so I think he...
See, what you're saying there is like you're just contradicting yourself.
No, I haven't contradicted myself at all. Explain yourself.
No, because, you know, like, you keep saying it's guys that recovered, and you keep saying guys like Floyd Patterson are chinny, but he kept getting up. You know what I mean? He kept getting up.
Yeah, but did he win? He was nowhere near getting up to win the fight. He was just getting up to take another fucking ass whooping. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference.
Man. Okay. All right. What's your take on Tyson Fury, Errol?
Tyson Fury, to me, is a heavyweight, and he's a nice guy and this and that. But to be honest with you, I question his desire to be the best, like he says he is, because you know, you avoid a fight to fight David Haye because you think it's gonna be an easier fight, and you miss out Pulev, where you could have done something. You could have been a big player on the stage. And also the Deontay Wilder fight, Sky didn't want to buy the fight, but yeah, you can't go to America because Peter Fury has a criminal record. But it's like, I question him and the whole Box Nation. He's gonna have layups. You know, I don't know if you guys play basketball. Obviously, some guys in the States play layups. You understand a layup? Layup's the easiest way to score in basketball, and easy win. He's gonna have 2 easy wins before he fights Derek, and he's already beat Derek already. I don't see why you're going over old ground. I think with
the Pulev, Errol, sorry. I think with the Pulev thing, I think he was going to fight Pulev, but David Haye offered him $5 million. So I can see why.
Yeah, but I understand. Look at the credibility. Look at this credibility, right? So David Haye is offering you $5 million, and yet there's an unbeaten guy on the scene, and if you beat him, David, let me ask you. Let me see what the thing is. So if you beat the unbeaten guy, and you could still get the David Haye fight, that could have still happened, you know. If you know what I mean? You say you're the greatest. I'll take all comers. But what you're saying now is you're up for bidder. You're up for the most money. Whoever's offering you the most money.
Of course, man. That's how it works in the world today.
If you're saying the greatest, though, like Ali said, the greatest. Ali fights the best out there. So you're Pulev.
Yeah, but come on. Let's not compare Muhammad Ali and Tyson Fury.
No. But that's what he says, though. He says he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but do you take him serious?
He says that. He says that, so I have to go back.
Oh, come on, man. He don't take that serious.
No, but why are you saying
He said it.
He said it.
He says a lot of things on Twitter. He says a lot of things on Twitter.
All right, listen.
If you say something,
Beef.
if you say, as a grown man, if you was a child and you said you were the greatest, I'd laugh you off because you're a child. If you're a grown man talking to me and you say you're the greatest, then I'm gonna hold you to your claim.
Yeah, but come on, we're talking about Tyson Fury here. Hang on, let me finish, Errol. We're talking about Tyson Fury here. Yeah, he's not exactly the sharpest tool in the box, is he? At the end of the day, I think a lot of the things he says on Twitter is all tongue in cheek.
No, it's not. Let me tell you something. Yeah, so Floyd says he's the greatest of all time, and he could beat Sugar Ray Robertson, and he could beat Hitman Hands, and that. So you take that lightly?
Who said that?
Floyd Mayweather said that. Floyd said that. Said he's the greatest.
No, I don't take that lightly because Thomas Hearns would have beat him.
Why are you offended Why are you offended? You're offended, obviously, when Floyd says that. But why are you not offended when Tyson Fury says that?
No, did I say I was offended?
But I didn't say
I was offended.
Well,
I just said Thomas.
He can beat Hitman Hands, so you're not offended by that statement by Floyd saying that.
No, I'm not. Because Floyd's got a right to his opinion. Floyd Mayweather's a great fighter. If he thinks that, I think Thomas Hearns would fucking whoop his ass.
Well, I'm saying to you, I'm talking about people with mouths. He's out there saying he's the greatest of all time, but look who he's fighting.
Yeah, but
your face and your face is going over all ground. No, I'm not.
If David Hayes said it, then I'll be
but David went against a 7-foot giant. Regardless, he was a champion and he beat him. You see what I'm saying to you? You back up your talk. You're talking all that greasy shit, yeah. Yet you're trying to fight. You're looking for easy punch. You're out. Basically, you're up for the highest bidder. That's all you're doing. You're up for the highest bidder. You're up for sell.
But that's how boxing works, Errol.
No.
It's business these days,
it's price fight.
These guys are not going to fucking put their lives on the line.
There's no argument there. But there's no argument there about that. But you're saying you're the greatest of all time. So the greatest of all time, understand them circumstances there. You have to fight the very best day. Pulev fight would have been a great fight. It would have been a great fight. Okay, listen to this. What about Tony Thompson? Tony Thompson offered him up. He just knocked out the number one prospect here in price. And he basically on his wheelchair, whatever he was, he said, "Where's Tyson Fury?" You couldn't see him for dust, but yet you see Tyson Fury making up noise with Derek Chisora because he thinks it's easy picking. Derek's an easy picking for him.
Let's be fair. Tyson Fury had the year of his career wasted by fucking David Hay.
No, I'm not doing that.
Let me get one in. Here's the truth, man. Here's the truth. Tyson Fury, he's been talked about as a world heavyweight contender, and he's never really faced somebody with a decent jab yet. I mean, he's got floored by cruiserweight and someone named Furfer. He hasn't even fought somebody with a jab yet who could hold him off and really pick that shot to hit him square on. Yeah, and we're talking about this guy like he's going to be something great.
So you think Kingpin's got a jab?
Pulev has got a who?
Do you think Kingpin's got a decent jab?
He didn't. Kingpin. This is what I told you last time. Kingpin is a good defensive fighter. He doesn't have the offensive tools to.
It's negative.
Kingpin is a good test to see if your prospect or somebody who's aspiring to go further can break down his defense. Kingpin, he hasn't got the offensive skills.
I agree with that. It's most negative fighter in boxing.
If Fury had fought Pulev, we would have said, can he deal with a jab?
Fury's got a decent jab himself. This is big guy with long arms, man. If he gets his jabs right on the night.
Sorry, I'm saying, can he deal with a jab?
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you about Tyson Fury. He's a ducker. He's ducking Lucas Brown. He's ducking Pulev. Yeah, and he's ducking all the number one contenders. And when he fought Kevin Johnson, it was a week. We talked to Jeff Mayweather. He said he only met with him 2 weeks before the fight. 2 weeks. He met with him a week, and then he had a week to train. That's how much the is doing. And they're doing the same thing again because he's not in the gym, and they always pick him because they know he's not in shape. That's the reason why he's getting a shot. That's the reason why he's getting a shot. He's not in shape. He don't know what he's going, and they pick him at last minute. They try to do that to Vivian Harris. See, these are stuff. These are inside things that the fans.
Come on, man. To be fair, Tyson Fury.
The fans don't know.
Are you forgetting about this David Hay saga?
No. Forget about that. I'm telling you what Tyson Fury.
No, I'm not going to forget about it. You're saying he's looking fights. He's going to fight Hay, and he got fucked around.
No, listen to me. Listen to me, bro. Listen to me, right? I'm telling you, David. Tyson Fury came out on national TV, Channel 5. You'll see it. He said, "You're a muppet. You're a mug. We brought you over here to lose. Why are you running up your mouth?" You know what I mean? You've only come over here a week training. I'm going to knock you out. That was the talk he said out of his own mouth. So what I'm saying to you...
What's wrong with that?
No, listen. Are you serious, bro? You call yourself the greatest of all time, but you let your opponent only have a week training before you come into the fight? Are you serious? Why are you calling yourself... You can't call yourself the greatest of all time. That was my argument. You know what I mean?
I can't believe you're taking that comment serious.
That is true, though. He only had a week to train. Ask Jeff Mayweather.
Yeah, what you said is true, but I can't believe you're taking anything Tyson Fury says serious.
Why not, though?
Let me get in quick. Yeah, you're saying you can't take it serious.
No, it's tongue in cheek with beats.
You won't even let me. You won't even Jeff Dabs. Hey, hold on. You're saying not to take it serious. When Adrian Broner says some outrageous thing, which he's probably deluded on, how comes everyone takes it serious then? But if someone else does it, all of a sudden it's being like, no, don't take him serious. He doesn't really mean it.
Tyson does get a lot of flack.
Here's the bottom line. There's the rule is the same for Broner, Fury, any adult who goes in that ring. If you make big claims and can't deliver, or you can't stand by them, then you should be brought to task about what you've said.
Yeah, but like I said, he has delivered so far. So, Adrian Broner, the only reason he can't go around giving the big, he still is, which is a fucking amazing. Amazing. I mean, someone needs to remind that guy he got his ass whooped, because I'm sure he still doesn't realise it happened, because he's going around like nothing happened. But usually how it works. Hang on, Beats. Usually how it works is when a fighter gets his ass whooped, he gets humbled, but. Obviously, it hasn't worked with Adrian Broner.
Well,
Tyson Fury hasn't had his ass whooped yet. When he gets his ass whooped, then maybe he will get humbled.
What was his last fight? I saw he got on the deck. He got on the last second, and then he hit the guy. And he grabbed the guy with the forearm and knocked him out. Beats don't mind that, but he dropped on the deck. He was on the deck on his.
No, that's a good shot, man. That was a good shot.
That was good tactics.
Yeah, good, very good tactics. Floyd Mayweather uses his arms all the time to get out of situations. Very well as well.
He's the greatest of all time. Why are you fighting a cruiserweight? I eat cruiserweights for lunch. Why are you?
Oh my god! I can't believe you believe in that.
Why are you fighting cruiserweights? Why? Look, you went to the whole of big America. How many states in America? 51 or 52, and in the whole of America, you go looking for a cruiserweight. In America,
50.
Your American debut, yeah, okay, 50. Thank you, Stuart, for correcting me. No, I don't mind. We're cool. But what I'm saying to you, in the whole of America, big wide America, over there, you're gonna go over and face a cruiserweight and try to think, yeah, I'll beat a cruiserweight. Now, why are you gonna get any love there? You know what I mean? What I'm saying to you is that.
Do you know what makes me laugh? You was actually there when we did the Pete Fury interview.
Yeah, I know.
And he told you that Deontay Wilder wanted no part of the fight. He told you this fighter didn't want no part.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said Sky didn't want the fight. He said Sky didn't want the fight. Adam Smith. He got a problem with Sky and Adam Smith.
They said
they didn't want the fight.
They said Deontay Wilder's trainer wanted it, and Golden Boy didn't get back to him when they got another offer in.
No, but Sky said they weren't going to do it. How are you going to make a fight if Sky's not involved? They're the one paying the box office. They're the one paying the money. They don't want to
get fucking HBO involved in, and know who Deontay Wilder's with. Who cares about Sky if HBO are getting involved?
So look,
they didn't want it, Errol. They didn't want it, mate. I'm telling you that now.
No, it's the money, bruv. It's the money. This is what I'm trying to say to you. This is all about money, Stuart. We've already agreed this already. It's about money, and they're the ones who run it. If you've got enough money in the pot, right, right now, if I had enough money in the pot, I could do a unified middleweight division. If I got enough money in the pot, right now, if I offered each guy, I'm offering the winner takes 100 million, blah blah blah. I could do a middleweight tournament because they know they're gonna get paid. They know they're gonna.
You got a good point there. I don't understand why these billionaires don't do that. Instead of putting all that stupid money up for Klitschko, Povetkin, why don't they just put a tournament over like you just mentioned?
No, but they used to. When Don King was, people can gun Don King, he's a piece of shit and all that, but he put on the most tournaments. He put on the heavyweight tournament, unified guy, middleweight tournament. Yep. He put on many tournaments and he made the fighters fight. When he was in control of boxing, love him or like him, some of the boxers got treated badly by him, regardless. But he made legends, but he made the guys fight. That was happening. Heavyweight division was in a healthier state. They got rid of him, blackballed him there. Now he's in Russia with Russian billionaires, and he's over there with Guillermo Jones, and we're gonna see that. But you know what? we should move on to something else because you know what?
Yeah, but can I just say that about Don King quickly before we move on? The reason Don King made these fights is because he'd have a champion and he'd hold the challenger to ransom. So if you want to shot my man, you're going to have to sign a contract with me for 3 or 4 fights. And that's how he did it. And he kept doing it and doing it. Before you know it, he's got them all. And that's how he did it. And it weren't because he wanted to see, I want to make good fight. It was all about money with Don King and ripping people off. A dreadful man. And, the only thing I want him to be is the richest man in the graveyard.
A dreadful man who bought millions.
Yeah, but don't matter. There's loads of dreadful men that bring money to the table.
You can't let me start a point and then not let me finish. You can't.
No, because you don't let me finish. Go on.
No. Right? You can't. Look. He's a businessman, right? He's a businessman. The fact is, boxers do not train to be businessmen. They can't expect to earn as much as people who are putting on events and everything. They can't do because these guys are thinking about money. Boxers are thinking about throwing punches. Without Don King, right, the heavyweight division wouldn't be making their millions. He made Frazier and Ali multi-millionaires overnight. He made Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns the first fighters outside of the heavyweight division become millionaires.
Yeah.
He made, who was it? Wilfredo Gomez, who was the opponent? Salvador Sanchez?
Yeah.
It could have been, right? I'm not quite sure. They were the first featherweights to earn $1 million purses.
Yeah, but Salvador Sanchez is one of the best featherweights of all time, though. So.
Right, that's Don King. He brought the purses in.
Yeah, he did, but why don't you ask Mark Tyson and Larry Holmes how much money he owes them?
Yeah, I'm not saying, look. That's contractual. They went to court. They settled out of court. I'm saying he's been just as good for boxing as he's been bad for him.
I agree with you. He's made some of the best fights in history. If you look at some of the greatest fights made, Don King's been part of that. So, yeah, I'm not going to knock him for what he's done. But as a man, I just think he's a wrong... I mean, the way he treated some of these fighters was a disgrace. And, yeah, that's it. Move on.
Okay, all right. I missed the card on Saturday, yeah? I missed the card. Lee Selby, Randall Monroe.
Yeah, me and Shooter got everything.
And it was Gary Buckland, Anthony Joshua, and Eric Ochieng. Start with Lee Selby and Randall Monroe. I didn't see... All I saw was Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I saw that one. And, yeah, it was, Randall Monroe got schooled. I mean, he looked awful in there, slow. He couldn't get near Selby. Selby's a really talented fighter, you know. It looks like he fights like an American fighter. He really does, but he lacks a bit of power. But he obviously hurt Randall Monroe in that fight, so maybe he's growing into his power a little bit. But he looks a real talent, that Selby. I'm looking forward to seeing more from him. I've obviously been watching him for a while now, and he was a bit disappointed a few times. I watched him. I thought, what's all the fuss with this kid? But I'm starting to see things in him now that I like. But obviously, Randall Monroe should call it a day because it was a dreadful performance.
Let me jump in on that, yeah?
I got a question. Where do Americans at last? Man, I just heard you say that. I'm furious.
Sorry, Rana, can you repeat that? You was cutting out, mate.
You said that whoever you were talking about fights like an American. What's being the American style from you guys over there in the UK?
Well, the European style is, I don't know what we haven't got really a name for it. It's usually the European style is a lot of them fight with their left hand down really low, and that's a problem. That's why a lot of them get knocked out. But obviously they're improving. You know, a lot of them are going to America. They're learning skills and techniques, and a lot of them are great amateurs now in Europe. So that's why you're seeing a lot of great fighters come from Europe. Not like back in the old days when American used to come over and steamroll through European. Them days are over, mate. So you better get used to it.
I'll give you a good one. If you see Frank Bruno versus Tim Witherspoon, that is a perfect example of European style and American style. You got Frank Bruno basically.
Tim Witherspoon, yeah, Frank Bruno.
Yeah, you got both hands up in it. He's got both hands up guarding his face, and basically he leads with his jab. He sets everything up with his jab, shows the right hand and a left hook. Yeah. Basically, you got Tim Witherspoon, both hands down. When he throws a punch, he turns his head, they'll take the sting out, and he's basically letting you lead and countering you off your mistakes. And he's just loose. American styles are usually loose, laid back, and he's basically, they make everything look easy. Look like they look like they can't. Some look like that maybe you could hit him, but you can't get to them. and European. What he says like fight American style, he uses foot speed. Like you know how Sugar Ray some fights or Shingo Leonard, but they basically use their foot speed, hand speed, angles, and that's what happened. On the Rendon Monroe fight, basically you saw Bull Mercy Matador in styles. Rendon Monroe only fights one style. It's coming forwards and stands with you toe to toe. That's what he likes. And if you stood with him toe to toe, it would have been an interesting fight. But obviously Selby's not about that, and he gave him angles, and Rendon couldn't deal with the hand speed, the foot movement, and he basically got out of class. He's probably good if you stand in front of him, but if you don't stand in front of him, he ain't got a clue. He couldn't adjust, no adjustments, one dimensional, and he got out of class. Anyone see? All you're saying is a boxing masterclass of styles. If Rendon was smart, Rendon should have changed his technique going into the fight, but he hasn't got that, and he hasn't got that mindset. So that's why he is where he is, and he win a world title. And Selby moves on. I feel like Selby is going to struggle in America against guys who fight similar to him, lively Gary Russell Jr., who basically has something similar to him. It was much more powerful, but we will see. And
did you just say Gary Russell Jr. We've got more power?
He's got more pundits than Selby.
No, he has. He's not. Russell Jr. He's feather fisted. He's feather fisted. He knocks out. He knocks out.
Russell Jr. is
he knocks out bums. That's who he knocks out. That guy.
Russell Jr.
Yeah, trust me, that guy's got no KO power at all.
How many people Selby?
He's fighting fucking cams. Let's be real.
No. Listen. Listen. Beats in the beats. Listen, there they are, no doubt about it, they are. But I guarantee that if he fought Finn, this is what I'm trying to say to you, that style will get him caught up in America. He doesn't stop no one. He hardly stops. Yeah, he stopped Romero, and that is a good win for him. But I'm telling you, that style will catch him up in America, because you got all in America, they all fight like, a lot of them fight like that in that weight division. You got what's that guy, Kid Gagland? He fights similar like that. You know, you're gonna get caught out. But what I'm saying, he wins and he move on. But you know what I mean? I agree, Gary Russell ain't fighting no one. I was like, man, I know you're gonna win, Gary Russell, because you ain't fought no one. You step up. You've been there for
the guy's talented. There's no doubt in that. The guy's got all the skills in the box. He's been there for the longest. He's been the toolbox, but he's been there for the longest. He ain't fought no one. Yeah, he's not fought anyone.
No, I agree with you, but I agree. I think he's got more. Listen. This is my opinion now, because this is opinion based, because we ain't seen him fight. I think he has more power. That's my thing. If you disagree, then fair enough. Then we could argue back. But that's my opinion. You know. Go ahead, Beats.
Okay. The next fight on that bill was Gavin Reese, Gary Buckland. I hear Gavin took a little bit of a beat down.
That was a really good fight. That was toe-to-toe action. Gavin Reese was throwing some decent shots in there as well. Don't get it wrong. It was a very close fight, but obviously Gavin Reese is finished. I think Broner beat the life out of him, and I think he should maybe call it a day, because he's not going to get any better. I mean, he's slowing up.
Like that? Just throwing him in the bin, yeah?
I'm afraid the bin's the only place for him at the moment.
Oh no, man, that's harsh.
Throwing him in the bin too. I just don't want to see the guy get hurt. I mean,
you putting him in the bin, or?
Yeah.
I'm on his Facebook page. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he's basically saying winning is going to be the loneliest place in the world. His goals. He's become a world champion, even though I felt like, you know, even though I don't like it, he's a world champion. He's been European. He's won prize fight. He's done a lot of things, and Adrian Broner, you know, put a beating on him. You know, he done alright in the early rounds. Whether people don't like it, no, he done alright. He hit shots, but he couldn't do anything. He's very undersized. He's great. You know, he's done as best as he can. But right now, it's a level below, and I don't think he was. I don't think necessarily. He looks like he's lost a step or that, but what is his motivation? I mean, he's been up the top now. It's to do with motivations and to do with levels. And the guy he fought, to be honest with you, I don't think he's going anywhere. His biggest win on his resume will be Gavin Reese, but Gavin Reese, to be honest with you, it's to do with motivation. I think there's nothing else for him to achieve, and he should call it a day. He's just going to lose out of lackluster motivation.
Sorry, Stuart.
That's all right.
Sorry, I have to get Errol a little, man. What do you like about his world championship win against Solomon? What are you?
Solomon Baye, when he won the title, he should have been fighting. Yeah. He should have been fighting better competition. He just won the title. He should have been fighting Vivian Harris or any of them guys. They should have fought some decent guys. They got him against this little dwarf. He's thinking, why am I fighting this guy? Because if it's Garen Reese, this is what I'm saying. If Garen Reese, was supposed to be any sort of champion, next fight he would have lost against Kotelnik in the next fight. He wouldn't have lost against Kotelnik in the next fight. He wasn't. He
Who
wasn't.
lost to Kotelnik in the next fight? You know about?
Gavin Reese.
Gavin Reese. Sorry, yeah.
He wasn't no sort of champ. He should have never got. He should have even got that title shot. He wasn't even on the bloody ranking of the WBA to get that title shot. Frank Warren is a shyster. He put Solomon Bio. You can see by his face. What the heck am I fighting? His lack of. When he saw this guy, he just thought, freaking hell, mate. How can I deal with this? It's short notice as well, because in other words, Solomon Bio's opponent pulled out. He goes, I got an opponent for you. He goes, okay, then I'll put him in there. They put that little pick in there, and that's what happened to him. And he more play to him. He won the world title, but also, you know how it's like as good as Frank Bruno. As good as Frank Bruno when he got the title of Oliver McCall. You know the next fight in, he's losing it. You know it. He's like poorly getting the title.
To be fair, Bruno fought Mike Tyson in his defence.
No, but what I'm saying to you, in the era of all them great heavyweights, you knew he wasn't going to hold on to the title. What I'm saying to you is that when Gavin Reese got that title, how long do you think with Vivian Harris at the time, Floyd Mayweather was in his weight class, we talked to Marcus Chop McCauley, all them guys in his division, Zab Judah, woo,
yeah. Well, let me get in there. I mean, we're talking about a guy that lost to Anthony Crolla, so that tells you where he is level-wise. I mean, I like Gavin Reese. I just don't want to see him get out. I mean, I just don't see him getting any better. He lost to a guy that was very limited to me. Buckland, he's tough, Buckland. He looks half decent, but he's not on a Broner level or anything like that. So Reese is not going to get any better. His face looked a mess. I think we should just call it a day.
So, who saw Eric Elchin?
Yeah, I watched it.
I did. I watched that.
Okay.
Terrific fight. He just didn't do enough. He went missing in rounds, and that's what it's down to. He took some big shots and he gave some big shots. It was just back and forth. I mean, 1 minute it looked like he was getting taken out. Next minute, the other guy looked like he was getting taken out. It was back and forth fight. Really enjoyed it. I thought Archien. I mean, we spoke to Archien a little while ago, didn't we, Errol? And he was talking about going down in the weight and him, being a stronger puncher and that lot. And it did show. His punching power did show, but I think he looked a bit weak for me. I mean, when you're taking off weight, when you're taking off muscle, it really affects the body. And I think that's, he's got no body fat on him. So if you drop in weight when you've got no body fat, it can be a problem. So, yeah, I think he got weak, and I think his punch resistance was gone a little bit. But that's where I'll go with that one. It was a good fight, but yeah, I don't know where we go with Archien now.
Yeah, my take on Eric Ochan, I don't know what they're doing with him down that matchroom, to be honest with you. Eric Ochan, he lost against the Smiths, and to be honest with you, went to Smith's backyard in Liverpool, and basically he was on the back foot. It was a very negative fight. He didn't come forward. In this fight, he did come forward. He actually did try to do certain things, but he didn't look sure of himself, didn't look confident. He didn't look normal confident. Eric Ochan, the weight drain has affected him. Most of his career has been fighting at 154. It's his first fight at 140, and the guy he was fighting was very strong at that weight class. He looked like a bull, and basically he won all the early rounds. Eric didn't know, Eric was just doing his thing, and he was coming forward. Eric stunned him in the fight really badly, and he was knackered, and he looked like he could finish him, but he didn't want to pull the trigger. There's a fine line between champion and contenders and journeyman, and now Eric's at a stage now, he's lost 2 in a row right now. And to be honest with you, he's not the most exciting fighter, on the thing. Even though I love watching Eric when he goes in into war, but right now the paying public, I don't know what they're gonna do, Eric. You know what I mean?
To be fair to him, he come to fight and he made it exciting on Saturday.
Eric looked weak at the weight class. Yeah, he looked weak. His eyes.
Yeah, I agree.
He looked like he started.
What did he do?
He didn't.
Let me ask you, did he just sit? Did he sit on the ropes? Or
no, not at all, Beats. Not at all. He was given as good as he got, but he just, when he was taking over rounds, he was going missing in rounds where he could have, like Errol said, he could have got his foot on the pedal and won the rounds easy, but he didn't. He stepped back and then he let Matey come on with flurries and hurt him, and he'd lose the round like that, and it just.
All he was doing. Eric when he goes in a defensive posture with the James Toney. So I'm trying to picture you guys who haven't seen the fight. He goes in the James Toney posture of defending it like James Toney, but he's not looking for counters at the same time, right? He's not looking to counter. He's just in the defensive posture and lets the guy throw a punch, and the guy's throwing the punch. All he's in the corner of the ring. It looks very bad. Then he comes forward with a jab, and that's all he's doing in front of right hands. But the guy's easily picking him off. He threw a big right hand and stunned the guy, and he couldn't finish up. And the reason why he couldn't finish was because of the weight drain. He drained so much. He came into the fight very strong in the end of the fight, but it was a little too late. When you got a chance to knock someone out, knock him out. Knock him out. Don't waste no time. He's confident at 154, and I think, to be honest with you, I think that when I talked to him, I said, "Why are you going down there? I'm going to be stronger." He didn't look stronger, and I think he's on a diet. And to be honest with you, Eric right now is on a very close thing of basically, like you could say, closely of just being a guy, a gatekeeper or a journey. He's very close to being that right now with these 2 losses, and I don't like to say that. But basically, when you got a chance to finish the guy, if you see how he stunned him, he stunned the guy so badly. The guy basically, when you stun a guy, the guy's arms drop down. You drop down, the guy's arms drop down. Basically, his defense was down. Eric's looking at him. You basically him with a big right hand. Eric's looking at him. The guy's looking at Eric. His hands are down. I mean, everyone's saying, "What are you waiting for?" Then Eric's trying to throw another big right hand. At the time he's throwing that big right hand, now you're letting the guy recover, and that's what happened in the fight. This is the late stage of the fight. He flurried him like a sugar ray leather. Just flurry him. It looked like he could have done something, but he didn't want to do that because he was weight draining. He was scared that if he uses too much of his energy, he would have nothing left to finish the fight. He's more concerned with finishing the fight, not finishing the guy when he had a chance. So that fight was the guy who won, it goes on, and we'll see.
We've got a little time left here, so I'm going to go to this one, and that's Anthony Joshua. If there's any time, just quickly.
I've tipped this guy to go on to be the heavyweight champion of the world. I did it on the Boxing Voice, I've done it on videos on YouTube, and I've done it on this show. So, yeah, I'm not going to change my mind on that. He looked really good in there. Obviously, I know that guy he fought wasn't any good. He couldn't just swing a few bombs, and he looked out of shape. But I'd really see something in Anthony Joshua, and I think he's going to go places. I really do. I think he's going to get better and better.
He showed me something. He showed me something, man. Hand speed was phenomenal. I never saw that.
Yeah, he did.
For someone who people say is stiff, and he looked stiff, he basically showed some serious hand speed on this guy's face, and I didn't know he even had that. He showed me something different in this fight. I mean, the opponent, granted, wasn't all that, but if he can continue doing what he's doing, he looked relaxed. He wasn't so stiff. And I was impressed by his performance, and I'm actually becoming a believer like Stuart that maybe he can do something. Maybe he can go up there and win a belt. Maybe he can. He looked really good. If you want to watch a up and coming guy who could be a contender for the heavyweight championship, I think he get one of the belts. Not like he can become a world champion. You guys need to check Anthony Joshua out and his last performance. And keep an eye on him. Because he's one to look out for you guys. So
definitely. I mean, he reminds me of Lennox Lewis the way personality-wise, not fighting style, but personality-wise, so laid back and chilled, not a care in the world, and that always helps when you're in a boxing ring, because obviously nerves and tension it wastes energy. So this guy it was just an easy stroll in the park for him, and he's going to have a few of them.
He's that good, yeah.
He's that good, I'm telling you. But like I said, heavyweight division is all one punch can change a whole story. So, I don't want to get too excited about him, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this guy reigning heavyweight champion of the world in 3 years.
Okay, that's some big ups. So. Is that for an episode?
Yeah, that's it. We've been 2 hours, and it's obviously UK time, so it's getting on a bit. I mean, we thought we'd get another one out for you. Obviously, we weren't going to do it because Joker's not here. I don't even think Joker knows we've done this, so it weren't like a planned show. It was just a last-minute thing to get out for a few of our YouTube listeners that have been getting on Beats' back for, certain questions and that. So, yeah, Beats, wrap it up, bro.
Yeah, that's it, folks. Next Monday, 10 o'clock, be there.
Yeah, definitely 10 o'clock next week. We're definitely on next week. So
we'll have Joker back next week. So,
and we've got we've got a middleweight debate coming up as well soon with Sergio Moore. We're going to obviously have a Sergio Moore interview as well. So there's some things to look forward to and to debate on our show. Yeah. So we'll see you next Monday.
Peace. Well done, gentlemen. Well done.